you guys had thwarted the heavy assault of a handful of hill giants, two of which had scaled the wall. The other four, I believe it was, had attacked the city gates to the town of Golden Fields. In addition to a large number of goblins, uh, bugbears, and also a strange group of ogres that were chucking goblins from catapult-like contraptions on their backs. Despite repeated efforts of Hantinus to keep the guards at the gate from actually entering the fray into melee, eventually the gates were opened, and Alardin is now in the midst of scolding Hantinus about the guards not being let go earlier. However, you guys are currently outside the gates, recovering, kind of like licking your wounds, healing up, catching your breath, having saved Golden Fields from certain defeat as the sun rises in the east. And there's light drizzle, rain going on, and on top of that, you can sort of start hearing the birds chirp in the trees outside as well. You know, like they would do at dawn.
I guess it's time for breakfast.
Well, the guards are cheering for you guys. You're getting numerous thanks of praise, people shaking your hands. They're hoisting you guys up on their shoulders. Savembra was very, very grateful. She just gave the sack of good dates and good plums. She just shoved it into your hands for you to take. And meanwhile, however, there are numerous dead lying about. Not only the people that died upon the walls, having been either, killed by rocks or goblin arrows or whatever other things that giants grabbed out of their bags, including fence posts. But also there are obviously the bodies of goblins and hill giants and even a couple of ogres to the south of your current vicinity.
Let's plunder the dead.
That one giant came in and killed a bunch of guys and then ran off chasing them.
Yes, that is correct. So during the midst of your battle, you also did see that there was a giant wearing a horned helm, wielding a massive great axe in his hands, that was just cleaving through ogres left and right. And he actually managed to run off the 4 out of the 6 ogres that had the contraptions on their backs. That giant is long gone right now, has disappeared in the road to the south. But that doesn't mean that you guys can't follow him if you'd like. However, there are other issues to deal with at the moment. As Zinfo says, you have the option to loot the dead if you wish.
Not the good guy dead, the bad guy dead.
Yes, right, the bad guy dead. Oh, and I do want to say thank you guys for submitting your 100 questions to me. That was awesome. Unfortunately, I have not gotten a chance to read Susan's or Eric's yet. The 100 questions.
Good.
It's very cool that 4 out of 5 of you did it. So I hope that Irk changes his mind and decides to do one too.
It takes a while, but it's cool.
But yeah, I will read through them, and I'm going to obviously incorporate some of the information that you've provided to me into the campaign to provide more depth. So, very cool.
I'm excited.
Exciting. So anyway, in the meantime, yes, Zinfo, you said you wanted to loot the dead, so we can keep this very simple if you wish. Or what are you going to search for first? And is anybody helping her?
I'll help her out.
Guess we'll start with the largest creatures and go down.
Works for me.
All right. So it takes you some time, but the guards are also starting to clean up. They're dragging goblin bodies over to a pile. I'm not going to move things around on the map, but just to give you a general idea. In the meantime, however, you can search the hill giant bags, and since you have 4 bags to search through, you can roll 1d4 4 times.
Sure.
Rolling, 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 rolling. Oh,
4, 2, 2, and 4.
nice.
All right, so that looks like 12 different items, a variety of items that you find in the giant bags. And then roll me a d4 minus 1 4 times as well.
Three, 2, 0, 3.
All right, so out of the 20 items you find, 8 of them are actually treasures. So we can take care of that now.
Yep.
All right. I got the loot folder open. Give me chicken legs and fence posts.
I'll do the treasures first. So let's see what we got here. You got 12 of these. So you got a box of turquoise animal figures. Each of these things are worth 250 gold pieces. So if you wanted to, rather than having to roll 12 different times, unless you really want to find out what they are, you could just say that you got 2,000 gold worth of art objects, and I'd be fine with that.
Gotcha. I want to know what they are.
You want to know what they are? All right.
Yeah.
So, sure. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you got a bronze crown, a box of turquoise animal figures, an engraved brass jewelry box inlaid with glass, a silver necklace with a gemstone pendant. That's 4. A rough alabaster jewelry box set with an amethyst, and ornate granite vase set with blue quartz. You got 2 of those, actually. In another alabaster bowl. So, I mean, it's mostly mundane stuff, obviously, because it's just art. They must have ransacked some, noble's house at some point and just, took all the nice, fine china. Because it kind of all looks generically the same. Yeah. In terms of the giant items, I'll just give you a flavor. I'm not going to roll 20 times actually, but unless you really want me to. So let's see here. I'll roll 5 times. How about that? Oh, that's interesting. So these are kind of items that stand out to you. You got a stone-carved compass, a tattered old teddy bear.
I'm writing these down on the party loop.
I'm sorry if you hear me slurp my coffee.
You're all here.
All right. So in the meantime, Alardin has Hantinus kind of like drawn up by the guards, by a couple of the guards, and Hantinus is just like, he's kind of sobbing in just like a wretched state of, pitifulness. And Alardin is not a very, forceful or kind of. He's not a mean guy. You could tell like he's being kind of really, not gentle, but he's not getting agitated or angry at Hantinus. He just is, almost looks more like a disappointed grandpa at him. And he says, "Oh, Hantinus," he says, "I think your days as captain of the guard is over." He says, "Perhaps I should find someone more worthy." He says, "I would pick one of these adventurers here, but you know the way adventurers are. I can't tell you how much it pleases me to thank you for all the efforts you have done to save Golden Fields and the people of Waterdeep. I must say thank you from the bottom of my heart."
It's our pleasure.
Yes. Definitely our pleasure.
There's much to be done. My understanding is that this was not the only place where the creatures attacked, and I like to check on the others in town, and there's much work to do as the day begins. But feel free to wander and do what you wish. I'm sure there are many things you wish to take care of, but feel free to stay for as long as you like. He says, as long as you stay at the North Furrow's End, he says, you will have a room and board, as much food as you can ask for. And when you do decide to leave, I'll send you off with whatever we can manage.
Well, it's my
Most kind of you. Yes.
Indeed.
I'm happy to see that you've taken control out of that nitwit's hands.
Yes,
For
I'll have
sure.
to find a temporary position. Perhaps I should seek out Z Lang after all. She put up quite an effort at the Abbey, and it would be
Yeah.
rewarding for her to express her defensive nature in a position where she can do so.
I think she
Gods
did a
know
great
that
job.
we'll likely need it if these giants ever decide to come back.
Let's pray they don't.
Yes, let's pray they don't, to whatever gods we worship. And he says, is there anything else I can get for you? Savembra speaks up. She says, all the things that they've done, I think it's only fitting, Galardin, that perhaps I should give them those recipes that I was selling. Perhaps they'll use them as adventurers. I hope you have a herbalist or alchemist among you, she says as she looks at the rest of the group, hopefully, her eyes wide.
Oh, we do indeed. If
Oh.
you would like, yes, we would take them.
That's great news. I'll get them together and I'll bring them to you. You have rooms at the North Furrows Inn already, right?
That's correct.
We do.
What am I saying? Of course you do. You were here for the night. I'll bring them over, and I'm sure that Miros and the others probably want to see you as well. You should head over.
Wonderful.
I think we
Yes.
will do
Let's
that.
make sure everyone survived.
Is there anything we can do to help you in the aftermath here?
Oh, no. My guards can take care of it, and we have many dead to bury and rites to be said. Of course, if you wish to help with that, that's kind of you, but you've done enough already.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We're gonna try and get to the bottom of this giant phenomena.
Yes, indeed. Why these giants attacked in the first place, I have no idea. You didn't hear anything, did you?
Well, we
Yes.
came from Nightstone where we were attacked by giants.
Yes, yes, I do remember you saying that when you first arrived.
We've heard of the ordning being in danger, which keeps the giants in check.
Oh, really? I don't know much about that, but it does sound interesting. Are you saying that something called the Ordering, which keeps these giants in check, is amiss?
That's fortunately all we know.
Very much so. Yes.
Is it some sort of god?
We're not quite sure.
Our guess
Yes,
is as good as
Anam,
ours.
the god of the giants. He shattered the ordning. So we came to learn from a cloud giant named Zephyros.
Hmm. Interesting. I'll have to think on this. Well, if you tell me where you are, and once you do decide to leave Golden Fields, perhaps I can tell you anything I discover. Send you a note.
That would be wonderful. Apparently, these people, or these attackers, I heard them mentioning I assume it's a creature. They kept saying they were trying to seek flesh for Guh. At first I thought they were just garbling, but I think it's a name.
Huh. God. Oh, well, I'll have to ask around, and if I hear anything, I'll let you know. I don't know who or what Guh is, but if these creatures were following or doing something for this person named Guh, then that worries me. That means that they can come back. You don't think Guh was among them, do you?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't think so.
Well, let's hope that it was. And if not, then we'll have to shore up our defenses. I must speak to Zelang at once and find that godforsaken half-orc. Where is he?
Yeah.
My captain of the guard is nowhere to be seen.
He's
Could have
drunk.
been taking a nap of sorts.
Did he die?
No, he's not even here. I'm talking about Strog, Underblade. And he rolls his eyes at that. He means good, but with a name like that, you'd think he would actually know how to use his sword.
Maybe he needs thunder for that. He only does good in rain.
He looks up for a moment, as it is lightly drizzling. Yeah. Too little, too late. And he's probably still asleep in his bed. If you do decide to drop by the brewery, yes, through this, please tell him I'd like to speak to him. I'll be here, issuing orders. Zavembra comes running back. And she says, "Oh, you haven't gone back to the inn yet? Well, here." And she kind of looks at all of you for a moment, and since it was Zorano who spoke before to her, she shoves in your hands like 3 rolled up scrolls.
Oh, thank you.
And then she says, "And take this," and she gives you a bundle of alchemical ingredients as well, and
Oh.
herbs.
Oh, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
So she gives you about 100 gold worth.
Oh,
Shit.
Damn, son.
What's going on, guys?
So somebody want to catch Ryan up a little bit? Not that we did very much, but
Yeah,
We looted bodies, and I'm still writing it all into the in the loot.
Okay.
And then other stuff happened, and we talked, and then other stuff happened, and now we're here.
Okay.
yeah, the loot was just
That's
a bunch of trinkets. And
I already
stuff.
wrote everything into the loop.
Excellent.
Okay, friends. Do you want to head back to the inn, maybe? Or
Sure.
is there other things we're supposed to be doing?
oh, so as I said, Savembra gave you some recipes. Those recipes are now in your alchemy journal entry.
Oh, cool.
And just to point out which ones specifically she gave you, it's a potion of growth, the recipe for a potion of growth, the recipe for a potion of water breathing, and the recipe for Kiagtam's ointment.
Nice.
Cool.
And then also, like I said, she gave you guys 100 gold worth of alchemical supplies.
All right, so we're going back to the inn now.
I don't know.
Yes.
What time of day is it?
It's morning.
Oh, it's early. It's very early because you remember you came here at dawn. So after you've searched the bodies of the hill giants, and that maybe took you about half an hour.
And we were up. We were like woken up in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We were up
Yeah.
all night.
How's
So
the
we've
other?
already been up for a while.
You've been up for about 4 hours.
Okay.
How are the other walls? Do we know like what kind of
No, no.
damage?
I'm sorry, you haven't been up for 4 hours. That wouldn't make any sense. You've been up for maybe about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Okay, so to answer your question, Ryan, in order to actually survey the damage, you need to walk around Golden Fields, if you'd like, or you could just ask people, or you could just take a stroll around the parapet. If you...
Can we see fires from here though? From this perspective?
Once you're within Golden Fields walls, you can actually take a look around town, and you see several plumes of smoke from various spots within Golden Fields itself.
Oh, within the fields.
Yeah.
Oh.
I should.
Do we
Should
know
we
if
check
the threat has been dealt with, or?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
You know that despite the fact that there are bodies, they've mobilized most of the farmers and townfolk and guards into essentially like a workforce to help clean up the town and also to act as a militia in the event that the town gets attacked again.
Okay.
So it's kind of sad because as you're walking back, go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, there's something I think we need to do before we go to the inn or any of that. I think we need to go find the body of Brassballs and give him a proper burial.
Right.
I think we should.
He was a brave man.
I think we need to make an example of him. If this city's going to learn to defend itself, it needs to know about people like Brassballs.
We need to put a statue of him in his honor.
So I hope we spend like the first half of the morning doing that. And then we can go talk to the inn.
Yes.
I agree. I second this.
So if I recall correctly, Brassballs, I believe, was like literally
Thrown
knocked
off.
the wall.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That's right. He was picked up and he was thrown at Zorana, right? Or not Zorana, at Zinfel. And then he bounced off
Yeah.
his Zinfel shield and then like created like a blood skid like on the parapet, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
So yes.
More Brassballs.
Yeah. So after about a 30-minute trek back to the spot where you fought those two hill giants, you do find Brassball's body.
Thank Ilmater.
We knew him not very well.
He was a brave man.
Yeah.
Would anybody like to say a few words?
He fought well.
May your balls ever be brass.
May your balls ever be brassy.
Okay, so we're gonna bury him? What are we gonna do?
Yeah, I suppose we should probably find out where.
A graveyard
Do we
is,
kn-
so
yeah,
we're
do we
not
know where
savages.
Did we see where they were taking these bodies? Where they were burying them?
Actually, there is no graveyard within Golden Fields, but the bodies are being collected and sorted by the front gate.
Okay, well, maybe we just.
But
take
you
them
notice
back.
that the bodies are being kept outside the city.
Okay.
Maybe we just take them back,
I think we should. That's a
hand
good
deliver
idea.
them, and tell the story of Brassballs,
I agree.
so that he may live on, and how he helped us, and he was invaluable to our victory.
I'm going to try to pick him up. I'm gonna try to pick up his body.
Yeah, I'll help.
Oh yeah, it's it's like imagine imagine like spaghetti like all broken up in a Ziploc bag. It's kind of like what it's like.
Oh god.
Oh,
He's
Lord.
got like probably more than 100 broken bones.
Oh jeez.
How much
God.
do I get of him?
Did we grab anything we could like wrap them up in?
I guess you could wrap him up in a cloak
Okay,
if
yeah.
you
We
really
could put
wanted
him in the
to.
bag of holding.
I
No.
don't know how close I
Ew.
can go.
Okay, no bag of holding.
Those things are hard to clean.
Yeah,
Not
let's-
carrying around any more dead fingers for you.
Hey, that was one time!
I have a blanket.
One
You have a
perfect.
blanket?
So we'll
Okay.
kind of scoop them up onto the blanket and
Haul
wrap
him over
them
the
up.
blanket.
We'll bring them up to the front and just
Sure.
kind of.
So Kareem's strength check of 13 is definitely enough to haul him over his shoulder and carry him to the front gate in Zorana's now bloodied blanket, and you're able to see Alardin is still leaning heavily on his staff, still quite bruised and beaten, but he is directing the action there, and there is a large number of dead at this gate, by the way. So it's quite an effort that will at least take the whole day.
That's not good.
Jeez.
So,
Yeah.
I guess... Who's there? Who's the NPC that's there?
Alardin.
Alardin.
Alardin is the high priest of Chontea, and essentially the guy, the abbot that's in charge of Golden Fields.
He's an elf, right? A really old elf.
He's a half
He's a half elf that is very, very old. Yeah, probably about 175.
Yeah, that's right.
Mournfully, my friend, I called to him. We found another.
Yes, at the gate, at the wall to the southeast. Oh, this poor man. His name was Danwell. Why did you bring his body here? You didn't need to do that. I have guards that could have done it for you.
He was very special to us.
Oh,
Somebody
Why is
tell the
that?
story. Tell the story.
Danwell, your good servant Danwell. He served his town well and saved our lives, really.
Served it Dan well.
What? Well, while the giants were attacking us, you see Danwell snuck from behind and gave him a sword in the gut, just long enough to distract them, that we could have an opening. but unfortunately Danwell was used as a ranged weapon against one of our own, and
Tragic.
tragically perished. So we thought we would make an example out of him and show how we honor such valor as his.
That's very, very kind of you, and quite a story. Danwell was always quite foolhardy, to be completely honest. I'm not surprised that he would rush a hill giant all by himself.
Yeah, you know, we called them old Brassballs, so we,
Sylvanas be
Brassballs.
with you, Brassballs.
good old Danwell Brassballs. If you want to put that on the tune, we wouldn't be opposed to it. I think it would do him a good honor.
He, despite the seriousness of the situation, he lets out a low laugh, and he says, "I will be sure to let his family know."
Fair enough.
I believe he hails from Waterdeep. I will deliver the message. Thank you, my friends.
No,
And
thank
say,
you.
you haven't given any further thought to what you would call yourselves, have you? When people ask me who it is that saved Golden Fields from the assault of hill giants, what should I tell them?
I don't know. Guys, have you thought of anything?
I thought
Should
we
we just
had
go
to
with
give...
Stonesworn?
Stonesworn, yes, yes.
Do we just want to go with that?
I do like it.
Is that what we've talked about? Where was I during this conversation?
We put it on the.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Oh. It just came to me, you know? In a dream.
Really? Why Stonesworn or Sworn? Why that name?
Well, you know, personally, my desire to kill these giants comes from vengeance for what they did to Nightstone. So Stonesworn is very appropriate for my own personal mission.
I do like it.
But if you have another name, by all means.
No, it's good.
Could be a
they did
placeholder.
take-
We'll see what else happens. You know, maybe we'll do something cooler, get a better name. But for now, Stonesworn I think will work.
I feel
What
it's
do
a
you
very
guys think?
fitting name.
How do you guys feel about it? Zorana? Zinfo?
I really like it. Fits.
It is something that will look beautiful written
Yes.
when our deeds get into the hand of the bards.
My bardic friend here. Are you joining our group too?
Yes, we haven't
Hello?
heard much of you.
He's been following us.
Oh, just stalking. Wait to see what you drop. As far as bards, I don't know any bards. I'll tell you what, though, Stonesworn sounds pretty tough, although you may be confused with a bunch of dwarves in the future.
Fair
I
enough.
like
Not
it.
bad.
You could always just go do a whole bunch of stuff and pass it off as, no, it's these dwarves marauding, so it's like a double-edged sword, cuts both ways. It's good technique.
There you go.
Shows a lot of forethought.
They'll never see us coming. We're obviously very short.
Yeah, they expect dwarves.
See? Genius, right here. This one. You.
Good work, Thornbur.
So, Stonesworn it is then? Well, I think it's quite an ingenious name.
Glad you
I
like
think
it.
so. Well,
Well, that's
this
that.
was a fun journey.
Very well, and that's that. Stonesworn it is. I like it.
Thornburg,
Now what, guys?
Thornburg,
Yes.
your backpack is bleeding.
So Thornbury, you look down and you notice that there's a big bloody spot in your in your backpack.
Oh god.
What is there blood in
I
the
shake
backpack?
off my pack and I look inside.
So the first thing that assails you is the smell of like feet and rotten cheese.
It wasn't me.
And then you realize quickly that it is the severed toe of that hill giant that you had taken, that you had cut off.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot I put that in here.
Yeah, and as you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is disgusting.
Why did you do that again?
You notice that the toe, the toenail itself is like kind of crusty and almost looks like it is yellowed with rot or some sort of fungus. But the toe itself is kind of like oddly shriveled, like more shriveled than it should be, despite it having been freshly cut off. And you also notice that as you turn it over in your hand, and it's relatively large.
Uh-huh.
You see that there's a symbol on the bottom of it. Kind of like almost, it almost looks like it was, like the toe itself is very dirty, but the symbol itself is kind of like a pattern within the dirt.
He stepped on a Lego.
So, yeah, Urk, you can say something if you like.
Why do you have a severed toe in your bag? You, sir, are crazy.
Well, I was thinking of curing it and tying it around my neck. Whenever I go fight another giant, maybe I can get every race on there, every kind of giant. I thought it'd be pretty intimidating.
Hang on a second. I need to get out my book so I can get your autograph of really amazing people.
But aren't some of the like higher or giants like good guys? So wouldn't you have to kill a good guy?
Well, the cloud giants are supposedly good, but they fucking destroyed my town, so I'm getting a cloud giant.
You're ambivalent. I mean, that's what they do. But that toe, that's actually... Do you mind if I... Well, no, just hold it. I'll turn my head around and... Very interesting. This is actually... Well, it's a rune word. You know what those are, right? Words, create power, from ancient giant languages.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dude, this... Take out a dagger and point at the back of the toe, not getting within a foot of it because it's hideously disgusting. This is a glyph. This here, and I take out and I sketch in the ground. This actually means toe in giantish script.
Actually means hill.
It means toe, huh?
Toe, it's the toe of the giant.
Ah,
It happens to come from a hill giant.
mm,
So you have this toe, and this is the rune for toe.
yes.
Mhm.
It's the room for hill. Unless you want to tell him it's toe.
No, it's this toe rune.
So anyway, the runes. This is something I've studied. I'm actually anyway. Now that we've segued very nicely into why I'm actually here without you shooting me, and thank you by the way for not turning around and shooting me when I came running up at you in the middle of a fight. That was again good judgment on your part. The tall guy. I raised my hand above my head. Little head in the clouds. He sent me a letter of introduction, but I couldn't carry it because it was huge, so I left it behind.
Okay. This
Zephyr?
is
Cloud Giant sent me to you.
okay.
He
What is
did.
Oh, never mind.
Was it Zephyros?
Zephyros?
That's what it said. Zephyros. Zephyrum. Potato.
Yeah, same.
He and I go back a ways. I spilled wine on one of his manuscripts. He threw me to a bookshelf. You know what?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Well, I
didn't know
mean,
he was that violent.
yeah. Anyway, he's normally not. I may have disagreed with one of his translations. I thought it was garbage. He really took that the heart. But he's been tutoring me in giant script because it's actually very interesting and incredibly powerful. So this toe, I mean, if you want to carry it, maybe in your bag, can help you do things. And I'd be happy to walk you through some of my understanding of the. Well, giant's very hard to read, and frankly, it's not very pretty. I mean, look at it; they put it on dead toes. It's just ridiculous. But
I wonder if the giant had runes also for other parts of his body.
Oh, no
Nipple,
doubt. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with all of
finger,
them.
belly button.
I mean, I'd be more interested. Yes, that or brain, because I mean, look at the size of a skull. Maybe you could like condense the brain down and get some like, super saturated, useful brain. Because honestly, hill giants are really stupid, as you saw.
So give me an example. What kind of thing could I do with this toe?
Well, you would need to spend some time becoming familiar with the toe.
No, right? I think I could do that.
Yeah. So I'll get out one of the books that I copied from Zephyros, and I can explain to you some of the things that the toe does.
Is the toe
Other
going
than-
to start talking to him?
I don't know. If it does, I would seek professional help.
Does every giant's toe has magical powers? I'm just a farm boy. This is all very new to me.
This is more like the condensed essence of a soul sucked into a part of its body with some little mystical hookajubis that went on. I wouldn't really go around cutting off the toes of everything hoping they turn magical, because that will get people coming after you. Think of this as more of a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence, spontaneous manifestation of ancient orcish druidic magic channeled through giants.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
see?
Can I still wear it as a necklace?
Sure.
Oh, right. I'm on board. This all sounds like good news.
Excellent. Glad I could help. So,
Put some alcohol on that thing.
no, alcohol's for drinking. What? No. So, speaking of drinking,
Well, maybe the toe can drink.
I mean, I guess.
Runes do.
But it's like 2 a.m. I could go either for a stiff drink or bed, because it's been a long day.
You
What
could
do you
use it
guys
as
say?
a replacement for
Supposed
an
to be like
olive.
6 a.m. actually.
Yeah, it's like dawn right now.
It's
Get
2 a.m.
any
somewhere. Like 4 hours ago, it was 2 a.m. I am that thirsty. We're tired. I mean, take a pick. I got nothing to do. Like I said, Zephyros sent me to find you guys and help out. Since I'm seeking out the, giant things, maybe I can help you translate.
Yeah, definitely.
It would be very helpful.
See? Look at that. Divine providence in the form of a minister of AO. That's me, by the way.
All
A
right.
minister of what?
AO.
The
I think I'm
guy.
gonna grab these. Start thumbing through my left hand. Yes, exactly. That guy. Only without the emphasis on the A and the long O. It's more like ow. Because that's what happens
Ow.
when I ambush people from behind and slit their throats.
Ah, yes, of course. I don't know what's going on.
Stiff drinks?
Let's go to the inn.
Excellent. Another genius. I am in the company of genii, not to be confused with genies. Or Jan, or Jin. They're just a mess.
Pack me a bowl of tobacco and I start smoking it on the way to the inn.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so you leave the gate. You, like I said, walk through Golden Fields themselves, and you find that the town is in disarray. There's plumes of smoke rising everywhere. The occasional dead body that's either has just been found or is being hoisted out of the fields by some guards. You find some crying folk. And then you actually see kind of the half-orc. He's rubbing his head. He's kind of like half got his pants on, and his big pot belly is hanging over his head, and he's got this very confused look on his face. You guys remember who this is, right? This is Strahd Thunderblade. He's in your
Strahd
journal.
Thunderblade. Yeah.
Strahd, where were you? There's been a battle.
Are you all right? Have you been poisoned?
Poisoned? No, I ain't been poisoned. What's been going on? There's some sort of fight around here.
Yes, there was a
Quite.
fight, you imbecile.
Imbecile. Nah, I mean, I got really drunk last night, but I ain't stupid. I mean, it's clearly something's been going on. I see a lot of dead people and some smoke in the fields. Oh, hell. Larden's gonna kill me.
It's your job to protect these people, huh? Captain of the Guard?
Hell.
I think
My militia's well trained. I'm sure they took care of it.
it's time you step down and let someone else take the job. And I kind of like step into his face and get in his
Oh,
grill a little
shit.
bit.
Whoa,
I
my
don't think you're
man.
fit for this job.
You want to make me an intimidate check?
No, wait.
Oh, whoops. Did it
Oh.
twice.
It's alright. Looks like you got a 19 there. So Strahd
Nice.
says, now hold up, young one. I didn't mean to offend or nothing like that. I'm sure that Alardin will be fine with it. I just got to talk to the old man and tell him my side of things. I mean, he can understand I was a little drunk last night, and ain't the end of the world. I mean, it's not like the whole town burned down.
I mean, think of it this way, Strahd. You could take a break for a little while. Someone could just, take charge for a bit. You can come back. I'm sure Alardin would let you whenever you feel ready.
Aw, are you sweet?
Strahd-
Honestly, you should just go find the biggest container of the strongest alcohol you could drink the whole thing, and keep going until it kills you. It saves all the aggravation.
He says, I can't tell if you're being serious or not, but drinking
Clever, ain't it?
alcohol and taking a break sounds like mighty fine ideas.
Yeah, Strahd.
I never wanted to get up this early anyway.
Yeah, Strahd,
Wonderful.
you have to realize that if we weren't here, everybody would have died, and that would have been on you. You don't want that responsibility. You just want to go get drunk.
Yeah, pretty sure it
So-
doesn't care. Bed's
Find
waiting.
someone who, will do that, or else I'm going to have to get rid of you. You understand that?
Whoa, get rid of me?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? I didn't do nothing to hurt you, my friend.
Beat you up and throw you in the woods or something. I don't want to.
Well, hey now, I mean, there'd be fighting words.
Town
If
needs
I was
to
in
be
a
safe.
better state and I didn't have this hangover, I might be willing to take out my blades if I brought them with me.
You know
He
what?
checks the sword belt for a second there.
You know what, Strahd? I've been fighting all morning, and I would still take you down. Easy. You're lucky you don't have nothing with you.
Oh,
Hand him a dagger. Look, he's armed.
Fight!
maybe hey,
Here, take this good dagger. Yeah, too.
no,
Look, I
that's
got a whole
that's
brace
quite
for
alright.
you.
I don't need the dagger. Look, all right,
Hey,
fine.
Why don't you just go?
Look, I messed up bad. You just tell me where Alardin is, and I'll go make my apologies.
Yeah, okay. He's up at the front gate. Go talk to him. You better shape up. Or one day you're gonna die with the rest of these poor villagers. Times are changing, Strong. You gotta take care of yourself. Take care of
Man,
this
hey.
town.
Please
You
do
and
take care
Rose
of
Phillip.
yourself.
All right. Nice talking to you, folks. And he scuttles off, like looking over his shoulder at Thornborough, who scared the bejesus out of him. In the direction of the gate. He forgot his belt, so he's like picking up his pants every few steps. Tripping over his very loose pants. But anyway, soon
No,
enough.
seriously, here. Can I have your autograph? I hand you a very small book, just doing right here at the bottom.
I shrug him off.
1 second. What I want to do here is I want to give, since this is a good time to do this, I want to give an inspiration token to everybody in the group that doesn't have one. So give me 1 minute.
I feel inspired.
Oh, yes. And I need to take a little bit of a break because I need to go to the restroom. So why don't we come back at 9?
All right.
Can do.
About 4 or
some
5
water.
minutes.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, thanks. All right, I'm back. Who's back? What we have? All right.
I'm here.
I'm here.
This is not good. G6, G7.
Oh, whoops.
Let it rip. It's a G6, G7.
Didn't mean to show those.
Now we know. Totally changes the dynamic of the game.
So it's quite a walk from the gate itself to the North Furrow Inn.
Is
It's
it?
a couple miles, yeah.
Mm.
Which is going to take you, assuming that you're casually strolling, it's going to take you guys probably about 30 minutes at least.
So,
So
since we're on
anybody
this
wanna do
map,
anything? Yeah.
where do I see like brush fires or anything? Is there like?
It's mostly in the fields to your left and to your right.
Okay, so there's nothing like in the deep areas, like over here. Kind of thing right now.
That's far to see because there's also a bunch of
Okay.
trees in the way. But looking at the skyline, no, you don't see any smoke plumes rising from those areas. It looks like most of the damage to the fields was incurred in the wheat fields that exist to your left and to your right.
Got it. Okay.
So just to be clear, this is all like wheat field.
Right. Where were we fighting? Like, where was the dead body of the guy we just picked at Brassballs?
Ah, good question. So right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we walked all the way.
Yeah, that's right.
To...
You got
Where's
back
the-
onto the parapet. You walked, the miles, the miles there. And keep in mind, Golden Fields is very, very large.
Right.
And where were we when we fought with Gilles?
Ah, yes. Right where she's standing right now.
Oh, okay.
So right here.
And that's where we were when we fought with Lippolis as well?
Liferless is right in the center of town.
Okay, so we fought with him
kinda-
there.
Yeah.
That was where the bonfire was. And stuff.
Okay, I see. So it was like right down there.
Right,
Alright,
let me make them a little bit smaller then.
I see now. Alright, cool. So yeah, we haven't been to like the whole top part of this. But
No,
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 I haven't.
you haven't. I mean, you could go explore if you wish, but
Do we know what's over in this area? This like homey area?
no,
We told?
no, you never even went up there, so
Hmm.
you never checked. I mean, you can ask if you like.
Yeah, I'll probably do that later.
yeah, let's go to the inn first and then
And take a nap.
we can maybe take a little nap and then go explore.
See how, kind of see how the tree is doing, because he was like beat up badly. He didn't die, right? He lived, I think. Yeah.
No, he was okay.
That's right.
Yeah, he lived.
All right. Well, as I said, it's about a 40-minute walk to the center of town. Is there anything that any of you would like to do or discuss on your way there?
I'd be more than happy to wax poetic about the effects of written magic embedded in giants' toes. I mean, it's up to you. You might find it useful.
I do like to listen.
Oh, well.
Tell us. Tell us about these toes.
Thornbur walks out in front of everyone else, just kind of muttering to himself softly.
Yeah, but actually, Thornbird, this is for you because you have the toe. So you want to know this the most out of all of them. That's fine. I'll just speak up so that you can hear me out there in front. Nod if you can hear me. Excellent. I see the head bobbing. So, in essence, the runes are distilled magic in verbal form. The language in this case happens to be giant. I'm told there are other languages, but they're even more incredibly rare. Giant is the most commonly known. So that toe, once you've spent some time acclimating yourself to its powers, feeling the breeze, for lack of a better word, you'll get a sense of what it can do for you.
You must feel the toe.
So- I kind of
Hmm.
turn my head and nod.
See, look at that. Vertical motion of the head and neck. There clearly is understanding. So when you're ready, I'll go through the meditative process and outline it for you so that you can get the most use of your dead, stinking giant toe.
All right.
See?
Wonderful.
Sounds
Everybody
good.
wins.
I keep striding ahead and talking to myself.
All right. So, for the purpose of what Emin is actually telling you,
Uh-huh.
I'm
Did
gonna
you link that
reveal
to everybody or just to
No,
me? It wasn't clear.
just to
Okay.
you. But I'm gonna link it to everybody now. So just give me a second. So you should have a new item in your journal. This is called the Toe of the Hog rune.
Ew.
Feel free to read through it if you wish. Can everybody see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a pretty big thing.
That's
I don't
pretty.
think I'm
That's
gonna be
pretty
wearing
big.
that as a necklace. 1 feet by 6 inches. That's big.
You could wear it as a hat.
I could.
You guys ever saw that movie with Natalie Portman? It's like, and what's that guy's name? Stupid goofy guy. Oh, that played the Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies.
What was it about?
William Dafoe.
No, the
Yeah.
other guy, the young guy. Anyway,
James Franco.
James Franco. That was a movie with Natalie Portman and James Franco. That was kind of like a fantasy movie, but like a comedy. And anyway, he's got this really doofy brother in it who they kill like a minotaur, and the guy just ends up wearing like a minotaur dick as a necklace the whole movie. It's like this big floppy minotaur dick is
Oh,
hanging
God.
around this guy's neck.
I heard about that. That movie was an atrocity.
It was really bad. But...
The Minotaur penis was pretty hilarious.
That's beautiful.
Whoa, this is a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this is a cool toe. I'm like just kind of like rubbing the toe a little bit, and like I can't really sense what it does, but it seems like it's got some power to it. Excited to test it out.
So everybody's clear on what attunement means, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's only short rest, right?
Yeah, 1 hour.
Yeah.
All right. So you get to the center of town, and you can see that there are a number of families here. I mean, the place is practically packed. Like they've decided to hold some sort of impromptu town gathering as they clean up the square, because there's a number of dead ogre and bugbear and goblin bodies here. And as you guys arrive, you see that the crowd, like a hush falls over the crowd, and then people quickly recognize that you're the heroes of Golden Fields. And children are swarming you, and other adults are gathered around you, giving you cheers, giving you praise, pats on the back. And standing above them all, towering over the crowd, is Liferless, who's barely got a few leaves on his branches, but still alive. And he says, "How grateful we all are that you have survived, my friends. You're the heroes of Golden Fields. And you have saved of us all, or as many as you could."
Yeah, you weren't so bad yourself, you giant bloodthirsty bush.
These branches, yes, have soaked up blood, but nothing that can't be washed off. It says, "It is the children that are most important, however. And you have let not a single one perish. For that, I thank you sincerely." And then more cheers
Can
go
I-
up from the crowd.
Can I look through the crowd to see if there's like anyone who's like in mourning right now because they've lost like a family member or something?
Yeah, you seem to have changed the general feeling of mournfulness through the crowd by your arrival, but I mean, you can tell that there are people with red eyes that were crying, or who did perhaps lose family members or close friends.
I'll be honest. This doesn't feel like a celebrate moment for me because a lot of people who died.
It's true.
Yes.
Thornbur's like relishing in this praise, and I have like a child in each arm, and I'm just like, you know, like everyone's like, I'm just like picking them up. And, like,
They're
giving them,
poking the
kissing them.
toe.
Yeah, kissing babies.
Kissing babies.
Don't
You're like,
touch
ew,
that.
what's that?
Don't touch that top. Don't worry about that. See, lighten up, Kareem. It was a victory. The town's been defended. Relish in it.
Could have been far worse.
Yes, you're right.
Still, we cannot say how grateful we are for your help. I'm sure that you wish to rest, but I would like to speak to you further when you're ready, since I think I have a quest for you when you eventually leave here. I would
Wonderful.
very much seek your help, he says under a hushed whisper of his rattling leaves.
Be sure to remember.
He says, now go back to the inn. Miros has asked for you.
Oh. We shall go see
Okay.
him then.
All right. So he kind of lets the crow know that you guys are on their way to the inn and that you need some rest. And soon enough, the crowd parts ways to let you pass and move on your way toward the north.
I give each child a kiss on the forehead and then set them down.
All right. Well, they seem elated by that, and but like I said, most of the carnage that was wrought here several hours ago has been cleared away. I mean, you still spot Kareem. You still spot several stains of blood on the ground, but you're unsure if those are goblin blood stains or other human or intelligent creature blood stains.
I just, I kind of mourn to myself for all the unnecessary blood that was spilled.
Yep. All right. Well, the three of you make your way toward the North Furrow's End as you pass through the row houses. And you find that the place is relatively untouched. It looks like it wasn't attacked at all. The door is wide open, and in the common room, you see Orin is plucking on his lute, kind of a little bit of a little sad. He's got like a couple of empty mugs by him and then a half-drank mug, and he definitely looks like he's been up all night. Miros is also there, the Yeti. He's got his sleeves rolled up. He is very slowly brooming or brushing the room with a broom, trying to like sweep out or just do his daily chores. But he seems very contemplative and hasn't even noticed you when you arrive. And aside from that, that's currently all you see here at the moment.
Ah, my good Yeti. Ham, eggs, and, well, something stout.
Oh,
Like
look who it is! He says, the heroes of Golden Fields live! And Orin looks up and he his eyes go wide as well, and a smile creeps across his face. He says, I can't believe you guys made it!
Can't believe you doubted.
Of course we made it.
He hops off the table and he plays like a little jig on his newly tuned lute. And he says, I've been up all night waiting and drinking. He
Bards.
says, ham and eggs, at once. I'll get right to the kitchen. I want to hear everything.
I'll take some
And-
too.
He says, I'll fix you up a nice big plate of bacon, and he just starts talking from the kitchen all the food that he's going to bring you out.
Bring me some alcohol.
Orin says, take a seat. He says, "Is there anything else I can get you? Uh, Maybe I'll play you a song. I want to hear all the stories as well. Makes for good lyrics."
Am I allowed to smoke in here?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Make sure you
Yes,
just
we-
save the town. Who's gonna say no?
He's
We'd be
trying to
happy
be
tell you
considerate.
the stories.
I'm just being silly.
Speak up, Mira says from the kitchen. I want to hear everything too. And you hear the
Well.
sizzling of eggs from beyond and bacon. The smell of bacon starts to waft into the room.
Yes,
Does anybody want to talk about it?
Yeah,
Distracted by bacon.
I tell him.
Meanwhile, Oren goes behind the bar and starts passing out drinks to you guys.
Yeah, so I just relay them the whole story of the battle, and I really ham up the Brassballs part. Little damn well.
That guy was pretty amazing, but I gotta tell you, you had to see that elk in action. It was a godsend. I'm telling you, blood dripping from antlers, bodies flying everywhere, and just running around like a crazy animal.
He didn't do anything.
You need more elk on duty.
Yeah, that elk
You're right.
is tremendous.
Huh? See?
There should be a whole militia of just elk. They would tear
mean,
it up.
The
would
elves
be
do
a-
that.
It would be a
You try to
beautiful
try it with
sight.
humans, they're a little but I highly recommend it. Bears? Oh man. You ever see a gaggle of bears? Man,
Oh,
that's
the
pretty
bear
fun.
battalion? Oh my god.
See? Exactly. They're kind of slow moving, but when they catch you, and oh boy. Did you know bears can climb trees? So I found that out one time. To my chagrin, as I was up a tree, and the bear decided that, yeah, no, he was coming up too. Yeah, they don't jump so well though.
Jump to the other tree. Exactly.
See? Exactly. I jumped the other tree, the bear's all like, "Arr," in bear, of course, because, you know, it's all he can speak. And so I said, well, back in
Do you
bear.
speak bear?
Not very well. With
Oh,
a bit of
okay.
an accent, but, you know.
Oh, it's
So, anyway, he's all, "Arr," and I'm like, yeah, "Arr." And I proceeded to jump from tree to tree as the bear jumped down and chased me. And let me tell you, they're a damn sight faster than, you know, me. So, up another tree. Oh man, we went at this for a little while. Because I didn't want to get eaten, but he was all kind of hungry. So, eventually, my insistence on not being eaten outweighed his insistence on eating me. The end.
Oren says, "I must have drank too much because I could swear that you've been talking about bears for 15 minutes now."
It was a wonderful story.
Meanwhile,
Just tell
Doris
me.
is bringing out plates, heaping plates of food. There's a bunch of fried eggs, bacon, toasted bread, slabs of butter.
I start taking like a whole slab of butter and bacon and just eating that.
And this is the kind of meal that gets you up after almost burning a town down.
He says, "I'm not expecting many guests today, to be completely honest." He says, "Big cleanup in town." He says, "But Maxine and is upstairs, and Chavez stopped by and wanted to talk to Zinfel. I think that's you, right?" And he points at Zinfel with the black hair.
That is correct.
I guess
They're
I'll let him
upstairs?
know that you survived.
I'll go see.
I think he's got a little row house by the animal pen. I'd be careful about him, though. He's got a wandering eye, that one. I think he spends too much time with the sheep, if you ask me.
Oh god.
Wink,
Hmm.
What do you mean by
Good
that?
to know.
What is concerning?
Is Maxine upstairs?
Oh, she is, but
She's right.
she probably needs some rest. You know, old woman and all, and I guess ringing that bell took quite a toll on her. She,
Hey.
it's not every day that she casts magic like that, you know. But I'll let her know that you're looking for her if you wish.
That would be wonderful.
I'm sure that you're probably all anxious to get to beds of your own as well, so I'm sure she'll be down by lunchtime, though.
Probably take a nap after I finish eating all this delicious food.
Say, not that I'm kicking you out or anything, but I know you adventuring types like to leave, you know. I was an adventurer for a brief time myself.
Oh, really? What happened to you? Any knee problems?
Oh, no, it's not really something, not really something I'm cut out for. I actually received a pretty big inheritance, you know. I used to belong to a carnival show some time ago. You probably never heard of it, but it was called Baron Brickram's Best Carnival Show, and, well, I was really good friends with the dwarf who ran the show, who liked to call himself Baron Brickram. I didn't think that was his real name or anything, but make a long story short, when he died, he passed on a pretty large inheritance to me, and ended up giving up the adventuring life, and I bought the deed to the North Furrows Inn here.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, you actually come to think of it, you know, I've had this thing in my possession for quite some time now, and I've been looking to offload it, but
This
hey, you
thing?
guys want to happen to be weaponsmiths, right?
Oh, well, I dabble. My brother owned a weaponsmith shop, and I definitely know how to do it and work it. Why?
Really? Well, you know, when Baron Brickram passed on, not only did he leave me a whole ton of gold, well, he left me some, how can I say, some smith's tools. But they're not like any other smith's tools I ever seen.
Really?
He thought I would pick up the trade, you know, being big and burly and covered in fur like I am. You know, I would just take kindly to, and keenly to, you know, picking up the trade of weaponsmithing, but I, to be completely honest, never really had the talent for it. So I've just had these things for probably, a decade now, and considering all you've done for the town, and he kind of gets like really rosy at this and almost bashful, and he says, I think maybe I should pass them on to you. Because you seem like worthy folk and all, and hey, if you are a weaponsmith like you say, maybe you'll get more use out of them than I did.
I definitely know how to use it, so it could come useful. I'd love it.
All right, let me go down to the basement and get them for you. Orin, if you wouldn't mind, why don't you fill their drinks for the heroes of Goldenfield?
I'll just take
And
some.
I'll be right back. And he leaves. He excuses himself, and you kind of hear a door open in the kitchen, kind of like a trapdoor get slammed open, and you hear his heavy footsteps going down the steps. Everybody's really quiet for the moment, and Orange just like looking at you, kind of wide eyes, and he says, "Miros must really like you."
Really?
I've heard him
Seems
mention
like
Bikram's smith's tools before, but he's never offered to give them away. That's something all else together.
I guess we
You
did
slaughter a
take
bunch of
time.
giants and ogres and save somebody's life. Change their perspective on things.
He says, "Life is short." Gives me an idea for a song.
Unless you're an elf, then it's pretty friggin' long. And of medium duration for, you know, dwarves and gnomes and what have you.
Yeah. He looks at Zorana for a moment. He says, "Hey, you didn't lose that letter I gave you, right?"
What letter?
What do you mean, what letter? The letter I gave you
Oh,
yesterday.
yes, I
When
remember.
I
Yes,
asked you to deliver?
the letter to your
My
sister.
sister?
Yes.
Lily?
See, I remember.
She works at the Happy Cow?
Yeah, I
Megaford?
do remember. I
You
do
do
still
remember,
have
right?
it. Yes, I do still have it.
Thank the gods. Please
There
don't
was a
forget.
lot of fighting.
It means
I
a
have
lot
to
to me.
focus. Of course. No, I won't forget. I promise.
You kind of hear like a loud slam and then Miro's curse. She says, "Oh, my foot!" Oh.
You need help down there?
No, I'll be fine. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Man, this food is pretty good.
Orin continues to pass around drinks to you guys.
Ah, thank you. I
In
need
the
this.
meantime, Thornbury, are you playing with the toe and trying to figure out more of what it does?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you attuning yourself to it?
Yeah. I mean, we're sitting here and eating food. Once the food's away, I don't plow the toe until all the food's away. In
Appreciate
respect
it.
to Miros.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, probably not a great idea, right?
But then I just kind of like quietly, I just like have it in my backpack in my lap, and yeah, I'm playing with it. And
Yeah,
trying to
it
figure
has
out what
stopped
it is.
bleeding at this point, by the way.
Okay, that's good.
All right, well, so Miros comes back, and he is holding what looks like a giant backpack with an anvil, like kind of like almost like a miniature anvil hanging from the bottom of it.
Huh.
And it looks pretty stylized. The backpack itself is kind of shaped in the shape of a chest with gold chains, and the metal inlay on the chest itself is unlike anything you've ever seen. It like glitters and is textured, and the latch on the chest actually looks like an upside down dagger. And I actually have a picture of it, which I'm going to show you right now.
My eyes go wide as I look at it.
I'm thoroughly
Oops.
impressed.
Don't want you to be able to edit it, so give me a second.
5 million gold.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
I know it's a big clunky looking thing, but I swear by the gods, this thing's portable. You don't need an actual forge or workshop to create things. Everything you need is all contained right here. And it's even
Wow.
got some raw materials to boot. And stuff that I'd never seen before. Things a dwarven make and speciality and all that. I bet somebody with some decent talent could do something with it.
This looks amazing. I don't even know what to say.
I think you should have it. In exchange for a favor, of course. If you
anything.
don't mind. Well,
Sure.
no, I don't mean to impose or anything like that, but you see, as I told you before, I was an adventurer for a brief time, and well, there was a girl who I spent some time with, and I really like it if you can give her my regards. You know, just say hello, and that Miros here still thinks about her every once in a while. Her name is Arliosa Stareyes. She was actually another benefactor of Brickram's will, and acquired quite the sum of money from him as well. And in fact, it's part of the reason why I bought my own tavern, because she owns a tavern of her own as well.
Hmm. What is that then?
It's an Amphail, if you're ever up that way. She's got a tavern there that's called the Star-Eyed Flagon.
Star-eyed flagon. Hmm. I will
Harley also
definitely
was
do
a
that.
sorceress. So try not to get too mesmerized by her eyes.
So if you're a
You actually
Yeti,
do go up there.
is she a siren, naga, banshee?
No, not at all. She's
A witch?
yeah, I guess you could say a witch.
Oh, how rude!
I swear she's got the most beautiful set of eyes, so silver, like the stars in the night. And he kind of just stares off for a moment, and he gets a very wistful look on his face.
And you
do
just
they-
wanted me to tell her.
Just tell her I said hello, and that I think about her, and give her my regards. Just tell her that old Miros misses her.
Okay. That sounds very good.
And Miros' quest is now in your quest log.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
I'm reading this thing. It's pretty interesting.
everybody saw it, right? Everybody was able to access that journal entry for
Yeah.
the Smith's tools.
Yes.
Pretty sweet.
Dude, I'm stoked about this toe too. This thing's really cool.
If it wasn't a toe, it'd be awesome.
That's why.
I'm so happy that
Power of words.
I'm so happy I cut that giant's toe off. That was such a good decision.
Well, I'm sure that you're probably in need of a whole lot of rest now that your tummies are all full, and I can see the yawns creeping across all your faces. So, room and board is on the house as long as you're here.
That's very kind of
used
you.
to it. I'm sure you got places to go and things to see and people to save and all that.
Right. Baths to take. I could use a bath, actually, because I'm covered in blood. Not really, but most of it's mine. It's actually all mine.
Sure thing. I'll get it ready for you.
Oh, lovely.
And
Just take this bottle with
this is,
me.
And if any of the rest of you want a bath as well, I can draw up a bath in your room.
I'll take
love
one.
it.
Sure. Well, if they're going round, I won't say no.
Orin, you wouldn't mind helping me out? He picks up his head off the table. Sure. What? Bath? Sure. And he falls back asleep. Well, it might be a little while. So, won't hold it against you if you fall asleep. Well, I'll prepare the bats. But you first, big guy. And whoever asked him first for the bath is who he points to.
Big guy. Sure, why not? Coming from you will make me look like a very small human child. You know what? I'll give you a hand with that. Bring the bottle. Come on, we'll take nips.
All right.
This is your bottle, after all. I mean, hey, thanks. I left some gold on the counter.
No. Keep your gold. Swear. It's totally fine. It's the least I could do.
Oh, sure. All right, I'll keep my gold.
Besides, the Lardon's covering all the expenses anyway.
Hey, fair enough. So, double up on what we drank, and, don't practice unscrupulous behavior in our name. We'll have to come back and talk to you about that.
He kind of just gives you a plump look for a second. Yeah, well, whatever you say, bud. Let's get that bath going.
Yeah, I'll shave you down while you're asleep. Come on.
Did you just say shave me down while I'm sleeping?
What happened? No, hey, have a drink. Clearly, you, sir, are not drunk enough.
All right. Anyway, so anybody else doing anything? As you're getting bats drawn up and going to bed?
I'm just checking out these Smith tools.
It's
Looking
still
inside the box. Oh, sorry.
It's still noon, right?
It's not even noon yet. It's maybe about 8 in the morning.
I think I'm gonna just take a short rest and then stay awake. I don't want to fuck up my sleep schedule. That doesn't sound good. I don't know about you guys, but we could talk around town. We're not gonna fight anything.
Oh, hey, careful. Don't put that out there into the multiverse. Things will come find you for saying that. I'm telling you.
That's true.
Easy. But
Maybe we can take the day and just kind of hang out.
Yeah, bask in the glory of all the people that worship you. Go kiss more babies. I'm gonna take this bath now.
I don't kiss babies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with a bath and a nap, but then we can go talk to Lipperless maybe, and then maybe kiss a few babies, if they're around.
Yeah, that's fine. I tend to bathe alone, but you're more than welcome if there's room enough for two.
Oh no, I got my own.
We'll see. There you go. The bottle's mine, though. I'm keeping this.
Okay. No worries. I don't drink anyway.
You drank water, didn't you?
Yeah.
Drinking something.
Maybe we should split up for the day and just kind of hang out and do our own thing.
Met you guys.
Alright.
What the hell am I gonna do by myself?
I
Fine.
don't know.
If anyone, the only thing I want to do really is see Liferless. So if anyone wants to come do that with me, but besides that, I'm just probably gonna walk around. So yeah, I'd rather be on my own anyway.
If it's okay with you guys, I think I'm going to stay here with Miros and kind of talk to him about the smith tools and try them out, maybe? If possible.
I'm gonna feed Winter.
Yeah, Winter's currently, just grazing outside the inn. All right, so why don't we just go left to right here, starting with Kareem. Well, Miros right now is kind of really busy. He's drawing up bats, he's cleaning up dishes, he's really tired himself as well because he's been, he was fighting last night. He's got a few cuts and bruises on him as well from the battle. And, he's like utterly exhausted.
I want to try these smith tools out. Because it takes 8 hours. I could spend the whole day trying to work on a weapon.
Yeah, definitely you
Do
can.
it.
So can I do that with my whip and do the thing that I was talking to you about through PMs?
Yes. Which is, what feature of the Smith's tools are you using?
To modify an existing weapon, you said there was enough raw material in here, or it says there's 150 gold worth of raw material, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know how much material it would take to upgrade the whip.
It says it there.
Oh, it does? Where's that?
Whips are pretty easy and they're very cheap, so I think the
Okay.
standard price of a whip is only 2 gold. So
Ah,
if you want to, make your own whip, like a new one, that
Oh,
gives
okay.
that gives the first ability, which is the +1 bonus to hit, and then that just costs you 2 gold out of the 150 of the raw materials. And then if you wanted to make that, have an extra damage die, then that would just cost you another 2. But it would take you a total of 16 hours to do that.
Okay. So can I just use the second one to modify the existing weapon to get the die?
Yeah, you can just do that one if that's what you wanted.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So I'm gonna spend the day.
Yeah. So that's what
Messing-
you're doing for the next 8 hours in addition to sleeping.
Sure. Yeah.
So maybe you're tinkering in your room, maybe you're tinkering in the common room, but more or less, you're
Yeah.
occupied doing that. All right. So Zarana?
Just going outside to Winter. Is there also a stable out there? I think so. I think there was.
Let's see here. I don't actually think that there is, but let me just be sure. It doesn't matter. Yes. West of the main building is a stable.
Okay.
And you actually notice that it's half filled with horses and it's got tons of feed and stuff like that.
I'll just be there feeding Winter some bark and apples. He likes those. And just petting
Sure.
him, probably taking a short nap too, before going upstairs to take a bath.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. And Zinfo?
Me and Relix are going up to the room after this to sleep. And we hope to be up by the afternoon to either see Maxine or head over to see Liferless later.
Sure. Yeah, so after your nap, you get up sometime in the afternoon. Like I said, the North Furrows end is pretty quiet when you get up, but you do see that Maxine is there in the common room, and she is studying away, looking at her books. She looks a little bruised in a couple areas, but otherwise she looks hale and hearty. When you approach down the common room, you see that she notices you as she looks up above her spectacles, and she actually gives you a little wave of her hand to come on over. First thing you notice when I'm assuming you do come over.
Yes, yes.
The first thing you notice as you're walking over to her table is that on top of the table is a rectangular shaped object covered in brown paper and tied with twine. The little hairs on the back of your neck immediately tell you it's a book. She says, "Good afternoon. I see that you've had quite a nap and done quite the deeds in town. You know, Shalvis was looking for you this morning."
I bet he was.
He's taken quite a liking to you, you know.
Has he? Interesting.
She says, "I think it's the color of your hair. Maybe your young face, who knows. Anyway, he says that if I were to bump into you this morning, that I should let you know that he was looking for you, and that he'll stop by later to try to find you. He says he's got something important to talk to you about, whatever that means. Probably just wants to take you on some sort of midnight stroll or show you his sheep or something."
Oh, sounds fascinating. You weathered the battle well. Cast some amazing spells.
Yeah, these old bones still have some tricks left in them. He says, magic still flows through my veins. I trust that you didn't forget what I told you yesterday.
No, I did
It almost
not.
seems oddly coincidental that the very night that you arrive is when these giants decide to attack. She gives you a very skeptical look. Perhaps it is
We are not part of
serendipitous
the
that you're
giant.
here.
Even though we associate with a cloud giant, we didn't bring these. These seem to be in the thrall of some creature named Guh.
Gah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's very interesting. I never heard of this name, or who or what Gah is, but perhaps if you do find out, you should let the powers that be know. If you do get a chance, as I said, to talk to Chasloouth, you should know that he may be able to help you. You should definitely tell him about this Gah.
Oh, I will. I hope to get the others to head towards Waterdeep when we leave this place.
That's perhaps not such a bad idea. She says, Waterdeep's a big city, however. It's quite easy to get lost. Many wards. She says, you'll be able to find him in the North Ward, as I already told you. I hope you did not forget.
Of course not. A Luskin dragon expert lives in the North Ward of Waterdeep. Of course, I wouldn't forget that.
She says, good. You have your father's memory. Something to be proud of. She says, speaking of your father, Alvaro, I have something for him. I'm sure you haven't noticed I'm sure you noticed the book on my table here. And she pushes the little book toward you. The one that's wrapped in paper and twine.
No, I didn't notice it at all.
Lies. I could see your eyes practically glitter when you saw the book. Well, anyway, I have a task for you. If you wish to take it.
Oh. Name it.
She says, I want you to deliver this book to your father. I know that's quite a long ways from here, but I'm sure that you have the means to do so. However, I do have a special request. I'd like you to deliver it in 10 days or less. Can you manage such a thing?
10 days or less.
Yes, by Myrtle the 16th. So, add a character. It's currently the month of Myrtle. And if you look at your journal, you'll actually see an entry for the calendar. It's under Forgotten Realms. And that actually tells you what the current date and year is in the game.
Forgotten Realms. Oh, okay.
Alright?
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool, yes.
Sucks for working people, though. Longer work week.
So, can you manage that? Myrtle the 16th, remember.
April the 16th. Oh. Okay. You wouldn't
I know
happen to
Neverwinter's
where
a
it
far
is.
way away.
Just
I'm sure you're bound to
10
go
days.
back there eventually. And whatever you do, don't open the book. It's not meant for your eyes. But she kind of does that with like a little bit of a wink and a half smile.
I'll do my best. Of course.
Right,
Of course.
of course. So, Gah, eh? I'll see what I can find out.
Excellent. That'd be most helpful.
Oh. Hey, you have the mysterious book in your journal, right?
Yes, I see it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, don't leave Shalvis waiting. She kind of gives you a wide, mischievous smile, and then goes back to reading her book.
All right.
So, Thornbur?
I'm just gonna go outside. Oh, actually, first I'll go up to Emmon. I want to see how this thing works, and I pull out the toe.
Yes, I'll double your entendre too. Now, what is it you wanted to see with the toe, or show me with the toe?
I'm just gonna go test it out. And I was, wanted to invite you to come check it out.
Sure.
It's gonna be
hey.
pretty cool, I assume.
Yes, I would imagine so. Playing with things of a magical nature do tend to be pretty cool. And the power of words and knowledge right there in the palm of your hand, in a toe in your hand, with words. I think that's prophetic in some way, shape, or form. It just depends which language you say it in.
Sure. I just kind of stare blankly. Let's go.
So, show me.
All right. So then we walk outside, and
So you kind of find like a secluded spot, or like are you just doing this anywhere?
No, I just do it right out front. We just walk outside and like walk, not like right in the way of the front door, but walk off to the side a little bit, but just kind of right out front of the place.
All right.
So the first thing I do, like, all right, touch it to the ground, and a bunch of grass grows around us.
That's right, and it's instantaneous. It like grows so quickly and so fast. Even on spots where there's no possibility of grass growing, like in other words, like rocks and stuff like that, or gravel. It just completely blocks your vision everywhere. It's like you're standing in a field of corn, except it's really high grass.
Huh. So you managed to put us in a 15-foot tall piece of grass, as opposed to putting it next to us. But this is interesting. We could definitely pretend we were like tigers or something, ambush predators, and run around inside the grass and rah! Let's see how big it is. That's pretty awesome. Although I feel bad for the person that's got to cut this down in the middle of the street.
Yeah, so I didn't like step out of the piece of grass. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty big.
Wow, look at the size of that. We should probably make
Size of
ourselves
that
scarce.
Yeah, it's a nice feature, I think.
You know, hey, maybe the trees will like it.
All right, let's
Oops. You didn't
let's
see
try
that?
the next one. I look for like a rock on the ground, and then I hold it up, and I destroy it somehow. Do the healing deal.
You just eat it.
I eat the rock.
You just swallow the rock. You just like start chomping on it.
Alright, I just eat the rock.
Like it's an apple or something like that, and you're like amazed that this actually works.
Although it doesn't. Wait, no, it doesn't. It doesn't work though, because I don't use spell slots though.
Oh, okay. So you actually did the break.
So I go in and I start to chew on it, and I'm like, oh fuck. Right. I don't think I can do this one yet. I need to rest up more. Alright.
Probably for the, you still have all your teeth? I mean, man, that was eating stone. Crazy.
Oh, that
Delicious.
hurt. That hurt a little bit. Yeah. Alright. I recover. Ooh. And then,
You should totally show the other side over dinner.
yeah, we'll try that one again. Another time, maybe.
I'm at the grass around the whole table. I mean, come on.
Yeah, maybe I will. That would be kind of funny.
See, now you're thinking with your toe.
Alright, so, last thing I do is I go and I, take out of my pocket, I take my little whetstone, and I put it on, like a stump, or some kind of, any kind of raised surface I can find. I just set my whetstone on it, and I step 20 feet back, and I scoop from the dirt with the toe, and I throw it at the whetstone.
Huh. So now you can throw rocks too. Pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool. Considering it's an immobile object, yeah, 12 will hit.
Alright, nice. Maybe I just like barely hit it and it falls over. Alright, cool.
Throwing stones like a giant. And those words have even more power should you choose to take the path of learning. If you wish, I could teach you, and if not, you still use the toe.
Yeah, for sure. You know, all I'm thinking, I'm sorry, I'm not even listening to you. I'm just thinking I should get like a holster made for this toe. So I can just like have it.
Like a little toe satchel.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
And you just
Or
strip the
a
toe.
big toe satchel, a toe backpack.
It's so creepy.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
completely
I'm
like
sorry.
dried out at this point. It's like all husky. You know, it doesn't actually smell. Like it almost feels like it's petrified over the last few hours.
Great. That was my plan with this thing anyway. And now it's magical. Way cooler.
It's pretty much like carrying a roll of paper towel with you. That's kind of like the size.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Alright, well, that's all I wanted to do is just test that thing out, so I'm just gonna go take my bath and rest up, and then after I like kind of, I'll take another short rest, I guess, and nap up. I'll probably spend some hit dice. And,
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, at this point, if you're not fighting, it's you guys are all considered to be taking long rests.
okay, all right.
So pretty much by like mid-afternoon, you'll have all your spell slots back and be at full HP.
All right, cool. then I'll just like hang out and until I'm feeling rested, and then I'll go wait in the lobby of the inn until everybody else has kind of come down. Whoever wants to go join me, going to talk to Lipolis.
Sure, sure. And Emin, did you want to do anything?
Yes. So, as Thornburr walks away, I kind of shake my head at him eating stones without spell slots. I'm gonna have to teach him how to use these words more properly. I mutter to myself. Go off and I look for Ellerden to discuss with him the political structure of the town. See if I don't reveal this, but whether or not Hantus needs to have an accident so that we don't have to come back and deal with him later. And get a general sense of how things are going and whether or not this will be a potential place to come and stay in the future, or if it needs some, more social and political changes.
So you're seeking out Alardin and you're checking on Hantinus, is that it?
No, I'm getting from Alardin the general lay of the politics of the town to see who's really in charge, because I only had a very brief sampling, and then from there I'll make it determine whether or not Hantis needs to have an accident and the half-orc needs to have an accident to restructure things more favorably to the group should we come back.
Well, no, during your time spent at the gate over the next couple hours, or a few hours actually, observing and talking to Alardin and just generally trying to figure out the politics and power structure here. First, what you immediately notice is that Alardin's in charge. He's got ultimate authority. He is he's old. He's kind of a bit of a pushover. But I mean, despite his years, he is still the number one dude around here, as abbot of Chonteo. For some reason, he's got some sort of kind streak for Strahd. So Strahd definitely seems scolded, but it definitely looks like also that Z Lang has been given more authority because she's also here. And I don't know if you recall who she was, but she was the one that fought. She was the monk that fought outside of the abbey.
Yeah, she got tuned up pretty good by the giants.
That's right. She's got her arm in a sling, and she's got like her leg all bandaged up and on a crutch, but she's, otherwise still alive. But she also now seems to be in control of the guards. And Strahd is just kind of like lazily smoking a pipe and just, watching things. And occasionally you see him pull out a flask and he takes a little sip from it. Hantinus is nowhere around. And if you ask about him, you actually find out that he was thrown into a cell to be dealt with later. But in terms of being dealt with, you quickly come to understand that means just being shipped back to Waterdeep and not, hung or anything like that. They wouldn't do that around here. As for the bodies themselves...
Well, before we go any further, I inquire as to the relationship of his family, because we may run into him again, particularly in Waterdeep. That's where he's been sent, because I believe we were heading in that way. Or from there. Why is Waterdeep important to me again? Is it?
Why is Waterdeep important to you?
Yeah.
Well, if you're to be traveling with the party, they may have quests in Waterdeep.
Right.
And also, Waterdeep is relatively close, and it's important to Goldenfields because Goldenfields provides all the fruits and vegetables to Waterdeep.
It is the closest major city. Yeah, so I'll find out a little bit the Tarm family to see if we need to pay a visit to Father, or maybe the whole estate needs to burn down. But we'll make those decisions later. Right now I need information, and I tried to do whatever possible to remain indifferent to them with my feelings and ingratiate the party in general to the town, so that they're always treated as, recipient heroes.
Yeah, sure. So, in your conversation with Alardin, you find out that he doesn't seem too concerned about the Tarm family or Hantinus himself. He's like, I've seen many nobles come and go. He says, some arrogant, foolhardy, some righteous and indignant. So I wouldn't worry too much about the Tarms. You may run into them in Waterdeep if you decide to go there, but I would just stay out of their way and not really reveal who you are. And besides, it'll be days before we ship Hantonus back. In the meantime, I've given control of the guards to Zelang, and she is more than capable of handling it. If you decide to go to Waterdeep sooner than that, I think you'll be a few steps ahead of any harm that the Tarm family can cause you.
Fair enough. Thank you for your potential consideration in this matter. Where does Lifferless sleep? I find I miss the peace and quiet of the woods, perhaps.
Oh, he makes his home in the grove of trees just outside the rows of houses at the town center.
Think you would forgive my intrusion?
Oh, I doubt it. Lifferless is as gentle as a breeze.
So
But,
don't visit him.
No, I would. He more than likely take kindly to any visit to his grove.
Oh, well, so be it then. You enjoy the rest of your
believe
day.
that Zelang wishes to speak to you if you get a chance. She's been reluctant. She could be shy and distant, but Zelang, my new captain of the guard?
Yes, I know. Woman right over here.
That's right. Her, right there.
I'm standing right here. Hello, Lang. Wait.
You're actually not standing right there because he's like doing other things. But
Well, I mean, I wave at her.
you were talking to Alardin. She kind of gives you a nod, and her eyes are a little downcast and a little bit shy. Actually, could be her culture because she's Shao. But yeah, he says, don't let her demeanor fool you. There's something that she needs, and
Oh no, never do.
you
Why
both
was
are-
it most dangerous?
he just sighs. Yes, of course.
Why talk so much? Everybody underestimates me.
You do talk quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Self-defense mechanism.
I'm a tired old man. Perhaps you should just go.
Yes, I might do that so you can get your rest.
Right. Good day.
Good day, grandfather.
So anyway, so what are you doing? You going up to Zelang?
Oh yeah. Fun up. So, Zilang. Greetings, salutations.
Greetings and salutations. I trust that Ilardin sent you to me. Well, yes. I'm quite busy at the moment, but is there something you want?
I don't know. Is there something you want?
Maybe. I don't know if you're the right people to do it. And she puts up her hand and kind of wags her finger for a moment. She says, yes, you've proven yourselves as defenders to Golden Fields. And it's just that if you're headed toward Waterdeep at some point, I'd like some business taken care of. Did it with my
Waterdeep.
family.
Alright. Does it involve to get us killed?
No, nothing like that. It's quite... it's quite nothing at all, actually. It's simple in nature and should be very peaceful. Of course, Waterdeep is a dangerous city. Don't let me get you wrong. You know, I have passed through there quite a number of times. I grew up there, actually. Although it's been some time since I've been there. Now that I'm retired here at Golden Fields.
See, well, I mean, I can't speak for the others exactly because they're not here, and I don't know where we're going next. However, I would be more than happy to pass along whatever requests you have. They seem like a good group. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you out. I mean, they did save the town after all. I think that's a pretty high endorsement.
Yes. You weren't really with them, were you?
Of course I was. I was
Joined
there
up
all
with
the
them at some point.
Exactly. I was with them for the entire fight.
I didn't see you come in yesterday with them. She says.
I didn't. You came in after or before.
In fact, I didn't see you come in at all.
Really? Well, as captain of the guard, I recommend more vigilance on your part.
I wasn't captain of the guard then. That was Throg. She
You
gives
are
him a
now.
look.
I'm saying.
Yes, well, vigilance,
Like-
of course.
Leave the town and come back in. That way you can observe me coming in.
No, it doesn't work like that. What is your name again?
Sure. And the Silverwind clan.
Edmund Silverwind. I'll remember that.
It's Minister of AO.
Minister of what? That makes no sense.
Yes, it
Ayo
does.
has no priests.
You're speaking to one. How can you argue against the truth of your own eyes?
That doesn't even make any sense. Ao's an overgod. He doesn't even grant spells.
And
What?
yet, here they are. And I do a little prestidigitation for her.
You're joking, right? A
I look like a
prestidigitation spell? Any wizard could cast that. A sorcerer could cast that. A bard. And she rolls her eyes.
No, bards are the most contemptible of folk. If you like, I can perhaps cure your wounds. Then again, I don't particularly care for your tone, so maybe I won't. Be that as it may, choose to believe me or not. That is what I present to you as the truth. So, this thing you need done?
Yes, done. Fine. Emin. See if your friends would be willing to help me. If you decide to head up to Waterdeep.
Help you.
She goes within her tunic and she kind of pulls out a necklace with a black pearl on the end of it in the shape of a pendant. The necklace is actually really, really high quality. You can tell immediately that it is fine jewelry. She says, this is an heirloom that I wish to be brought back to my family.
You didn't leave your family on good terms, did you?
Well, it's not that. It'll be all explained when you actually do arrive. I'd like you
Alternately.
to go visit,
No. Let's back up a minute. I'm not walking into any of your familial shenanigans. Because quite frankly, that's a good way to get a lad killed.
familiar shenanigans. No, it's nothing like that. It's harmless. Do you want to help me or not?
I haven't decided yet. I'll let the others know. They can make the decision.
She says, listen, whatever it is, I can assure you it's harmless and that there'll be a reward in store for it. And when she says reward, she really emphasizes that word.
Oh, right, because all adventures are mercenaries, so we drop our pants for coin. A little self-respect.
I'm not sure I want to give this to you, actually. Maybe one of your other
That's fair.
companions.
I'm not sure what...
You can speak to.
I'll send one of the others to talk to you. Maybe you can twist their arm and threaten them with payment.
She seems resigned at that. She says, fine.
Yes. You humans, you're talking. I'm exhausted. I need to go find the trees and quiet. Is there anything else?
No, I guess not.
Excellent. Good luck healing up, and
Try not to get into
hit
any-
by ogres.
You try not to get into any trouble.
Ah, yeah,
Get a
that'll be
spirit
the day.
Ayo, and she puts up her hands in like air quotes.
Ah, did remember.
Preposterous. I've never heard of such a thing.
Ah, but you have, and now you put the lie to your own words because I just said it not 3 minutes ago. Ta-ta! Idiot monks and their nonsense.
She just crosses her arms and like looks at you like very squintful eyes. She's trying to decide whether or not she wants to throw you out of town.
Well, you know.
All right, so you leave.
So I go find Lifferless and just curl up in the boughs of his tree if he's amenable to it and find some peace and quiet away from all the humanity.
Yeah, does anybody actually, do you find anybody to go do this with?
To curl up in a tree with?
Yeah, to go talk to Lifferless?
Yeah,
No.
I go to live for this.
I'm looking for sanctuary. I don't want others.
I'm taking a shower.
He goes separately. Then he probably goes before us.
Yeah, well, you did spend
Because
several
later.
hours,
We'll be
you know,
there.
speaking to a Larden and trying to understand the whole, you know,
Yeah, I'm sure that took a long
paradigm,
time.
paradigm of Golden Fields here. But
So if you want to have us all coincidentally arrive at the same time, I'm down with that.
yeah, sure, why not? For convenience sake, and so that I don't leave people out. Does anybody else want to speak to Liferless as well?
Yes.
I'm still in the end, working on the weapon. I assume,
yeah,
right?
probably at this point, you're probably done.
Really?
Has it been 8 hours?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, does it look good?
Does it look good?
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. You want to make a roll?
Yeah.
Do you feel more comfortable making a roll?
You do it.
Sure.
Oh,
So is this
Oh.
using your strength?
Yeah, I guess so. I rolled a 2.
Yeah. So it's kind of shabby. It's not
Okay.
really that great. Like it's functional, but
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's a little sloppy looking. You think you need you think this is a good prototype for what you got planned.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But yeah,
It's a
you
work
don't
in
think,
progress.
you don't think it actually improved the damage at all.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking more along the lines of the DC being 15.
gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
I'll have woken up then as well and grabbed
enough.
Winter with me to go out
Sure.
to everybody.
Sure. Yeah, it's like late afternoon at this point.
Okay. Good morning, afternoon, guys.
All right. Oh, as you guys are standing outside the inn, you know, kind of gathering on your way to go talk to Liferless, you actually see that there's a very common, you know, very bland-looking man. He's balding. He's clearly human. He's a little pudgy, maybe in his mid-40s, but he's clearly dressed like some sort of worker. You know, almost like a carpenter. Like he's got overalls on. He's got kind of like a rolled up stick of tobacco in his mouth, and he's there hammering what looks like a poster onto the signboard that exists outside of North Furrow's End.
How's the yard work?
Come to think of it, you actually do see like a very large patch of very tall grass nearby, and you're like, I don't remember that being there. But nobody seemed to notice.
Winter goes to run through it.
Yeah. It tastes delicious, so he's probably chewing on it.
Most likely.
Nice. We got a way to feed Winter for eternity.
With toe magic.
Free elk food.
That's right. So anyway, as I said, this guy's like slamming away with his hammer and nails, trying to put this thick poster into the signboard that exists outside the inn.
I guess we walk up.
Yeah.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
What do you seem to be doing over here?
As you're looking at what he's doing, he's clearly posting a sign, but let me actually show you what the sign reads, as it's written in common. So give me 1 second. Oh, just posting a sign here. Dragon catchers, wanted. You know anybody looking for work?
Depends on the work.
Well, from what I understand, it looks like they're catching dragons. 500 gold piece reward.
Catching dragons.
How do you
Where
catch
are
a
the
dragon?
dragons?
How big is this dragon?
I don't know. He says, I'm just a worker. I don't know the answers to any questions,
Who have you?
I think
put
you
this
need to seek out this guy here, Lathian Elendil, at the Barge Right Inn, and
Alright.
Oh,
Will
can ask
do.
all the questions that you want.
Alright, sounds good. Thanks for
do you
the
work
info.
here, sir?
I do.
Yeah. What is north of here? We haven't been there yet, but there seems to be stuff down the way.
North of here. You need to be a little bit more specific, son.
Inside
town?
of Golden, in town.
Oh, in
What's
Golden
north
Fields.
of town?
Fields.
You
yes.
got the brewery up that way, and then you got some of the orchards and other fields. Yep, that's where they make the Golden Gulp.
Oh, okay.
Best damn fine cup of brew in Golden Fields. Probably the only cup of brew that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, just do my job. And he continues to nail up the poster.
Interesting.
Everybody saw the poster, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is this dragon?
Velglos, the flying misfortune.
I mean,
It
don't
must
all
be a
dragons
small
fly?
dragon if it's 500 gold.
So here's
Very small. Look at them on the poster.
Are we away from the man now, where we can speak in private a little bit?
If you wanted to.
Okay.
Because when you say the dragon's very small, he kind of just looks over his shoulder at you guys. Just shakes his head. You almost swear he was grumbling under his breath something, but you're not really sure if he said anything.
Alright, well, thanks for the information. Let's carry on, troop.
So yeah, if you want to step away from the guy and actually talk, be my guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I start walking down the street.
Now, is everybody all together at this point? On their way
Yes.
to talk to Liferless? Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you got some privacy on your way there.
So, we gotta think about this whole dragons versus giants thing. We were told that dragons are like the enemies of giants, but do we really want to sick dragons on everyone? Is that...
And the other thing is, we're kind of taking them against their will. Like, how much do they actually want to help us if we're capturing them? Is that what that sign was about?
Yeah, I don't really understand that sign at all. Maybe they need to be captured just for like safety's sake. But
Do you think I could
Like
pet
Endangered
the dragon?
species. Preservation.
we can go talk to that guy and find out more. But where the Barge Right Inn, is that here? Is that a place in the... Is that the inn that we're... That's not the inn that we're staying in.
No. It's.
Have any of you guys heard of the Barge Right Inn?
I don't recall.
Oh, anybody can choose to make a history check using intelligence.
Nope. Not Thornburg.
Kareem, you're not really from here, so you're gonna get disadvantage because you're not really from the Sword Coast.
I'm not proficient in history anyway.
But you don't have to be proficient. You can make a roll.
Got an 18.
I like history.
So Zinfel, Kareem, you haven't heard of it, and Zorana. Zinfel and Zorana, you guys definitely know. The Barge Right Inn. I'm gonna bring you to the north map for a second here. It's actually relatively close. I'm gonna reveal where it is actually shown.
Barge right in is a whole town.
You guys can see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me explain what the Barge Ride Inn actually is. It is, in fact, a whole town.
Oh.
Give me 1 second to pull up the journal entry. So, essentially, it is a walled community of ramshackle wooden towers and buildings that entirely cloak a nearby hill that overlooks the village of Wamford, which I'm also going to reveal on the map. There you go. So, the Barge Ride Inn is just the name of the most famous inn that exists on this hill, and all the other buildings around that are all communally referred to as the Barge Ride Inn as well. In fact, the oldest inn is actually called Old Barge Right, but you don't know like who's in charge there or if the place even has like a mayor. It's just kind of like a community on the outskirts of Wamford.
Gotcha. I've heard of it. I haven't actually been there, but I've heard of it. Seems to be its own large town, but it's not too far from here, from what I understand.
No, it's not far at all. It's actually right up the Desserin River. And if you use your ruler icon, it's actually only about 30 miles away from Golden Fields. So you can get there, you can typically travel about 3 miles an hour unless you're rushing. So if you traveled for 10 hours, you can get there.
Sounds easy enough.
So a 10-hour journey to answer our questions about dragon catchers. And whether Feligolos, the flying misfortune, is a big or tiny dragon.
This is a very important question.
Oh, and also, did anybody also want to make a check on Amphail, which was the place that Miros had mentioned?
Sure.
You can make a separate intelligence history for that.
18.
18's excellent. Anybody else? I mean, unless you just reveal it to the group, that's okay. All right.
You like history?
Yes, yes. So, you two, you know that Amphail lies north of Waterdeep on the Long Road. The town is named after one of Waterdeep's early warlords, who is said to haunt the surrounding hills in spirit form, frightening away monsters. Horses are bred and trained there, and rich Waterdavians maintain secluded estates in the hills. Farmland is plentiful. Stands of dark dustwood and spruce trees surround the town. So, blah blah blah. Let me reveal to you where it actually is. So you guys should now see it. So if you went directly west from Golden Fields, Amphail's about 48 miles away.
I remember hearing that Waterdeep had criminals running it. Wasn't that a thing?
No.
Not Waterdeep.
I don't run it.
I thought it was the what was the group that came into Nightstone?
Oh,
The
the Zentarum?
Zentarum.
The Zentaurum. Wasn't the Zentaurum like they have some kind of base in Waterdeep?
So the Zentarum are actually an organization that exists throughout the entire Forgotten Realms, but are particularly strong in the Sword Coast. So, kind of
Oh.
think of them as kind of like
Team Rocket?
no,
Rocket.
No.
kind of like the mafia. You know, they're like the mob. You know,
Hmm.
not that they don't do good, or really they don't do good, but they're really just out for themselves. And they make money from themselves, and their primary goals are just essentially money and power.
Hmm.
So
Gain
some
out
people like
control.
that. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're evil. It just means that that's their number one goal.
Team Rocket.
They now control Nightstone. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
yeah, that is correct. Yes.
God damn it.
I thought they have control over Waterdeep too.
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
Well,
Waterdeep is what's it called? Is a bustling port town. Has a lot of people in it. It's divided up into several wards, but it's primarily ruled by guilds and merchants.
I wonder
what
how
we-
much of the area I've seen, since I had to have traveled through a lot of it to get to Nightstone.
Well, you arrived probably in Waterdeep and then just went directly to
Oh,
Nightstone.
maybe. Yeah.
So you probably haven't seen very much at all.
Well, I've definitely seen Waterdeep, man.
You definitely saw Waterdeep because you had to have come through there.
Okay.
You know, most boats would arrive there or any of the other major port towns that exist on the Sword Coast. Port towns being, you know, Neverwinter, Luskin, Port Last, Thornhold. You know, Thornhold's the closest one to Waterdeep. Hell, you could have even gone to Daggerford, but I think it's probably a better idea that you would have arrived in Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Well then.
So, let me just reveal a little more of the map here for you guys. It's growing.
Oh god.
It's like playing a video game where like you get different quests and like they show up on your map.
Revealing the map.
So what is all that stuff there? Is that mountains?
Golden
Where
Fields?
are you looking at?
Golden Fields?
Sorry.
Below Golden Fields?
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff.
I assume
Yeah,
it's
those
mountains.
are some mountains and hills. So actually, the area, I'll reveal what it's called. It's actually called the Forlorn Hills.
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Quite inviting.
Yeah, you're in an area called the Desserin Valley.
The valley. Where valley girls are.
So there you go. Yeah, because it's called that way because there's a giant valley that exists north of Barge Right In, and that river actually comes from you know, it flows down from the mountains all the way to the north. But you wouldn't know that, but yeah, those people from the north coast, I mean from the Sword Coast, definitely would.
Well, what are we doing right now?
You're on your way to go talk to Lithless, is the plan.
Yes.
Alright, let's do it.
All right, so like I said, it's roughly about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As you make your way toward the grove, you can actually see that Lithless is already outside of it. He's currently still and motionless, but you could tell that he clearly is, you know, alive. People are kind of gathered around him, around the trunk of his tree. But he doesn't seem to be moving or really doing much but, contemplate his existence at the moment. Some of the kids are there playing in the dirt with stones or skipping on some chalk drawing, like they're playing hopscotch or something like that. But otherwise, it looks like a lot of the area in this vicinity has been clearly cleaned up, and you don't see a single body anywhere. And any patches of blood look like they've been covered by sand.
Is that how you do that?
You can clearly tell that it's still there, because the patches of sand where the blood was are pretty obvious. But aside from that, you don't see any other outward signs of anything having happened here the day before. It's still kind of morose, though. I mean, the people around here that are going in and out of their long row houses seem kind of quiet and subdued. Still taking in the events of the previous day. As is Liferless, who, when you guys approach, looks up. He kind of bows the top half of his trunk as if it were his head, and he kind of looks up, and his face forms a wide but thin smile. He says,
along with him.
He bows his head as his very sparse, the branches that make up his head, are sparsely littered with leaves, and he says, I'm glad you decided to return. Come to speak to me finally, have you?
Of course.
He says, I see that you look more rested now than you were this morning.
A lot better.
Yeah, that was a long morning.
Yes.
Quite a wide awake.
I'm glad to see that all of you survived. He
And I
says,
have.
it's a miracle I did as well. These gouges in my trunk will take years to heal, if not decades. He speaks very slow and contemplatively. Kind of seems a little down at the moment, actually. And the kids are just playing there. They look up at you. A couple of the kids say, "Can we see your toe again?" To Thornburr.
Sure. And I hand it to him, let him play with it.
I was wondering if I could ask a favor of you. I know that you won't be in Golden Fields forever, being good adventurers and all.
Yes, of course. What do you need?
Coming so close to death recently, I have begun to contemplate my very existence. You see, I don't know if anyone told you this, but I'm not actually a tree ant. I'm actually an awakened tree. Ah, you were. Perhaps Salardin is giving away my secrets again.
Well, I was very curious about you. You see, I'm from a small town. I don't get out much. Besides
Really?
meet creatures like yourself.
And what town would that be, kind sir?
Nightstone.
Oh, I've heard of it. Far to the south, past the Ardeep Forest.
Indeed.
He says, still trouble with those elves nearby? And add a character, you are aware that Nightstone and the elves of the Ardeep Forest do have a long-standing rivalry.
Okay.
That basically goes back several generations of the Nandar family who hunted that forest to near extinction.
That's what I was there for.
That's right, you still have an outstanding quest
Yeah.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
I have definitely hunted in that forest before, so I'm sure I've clashed with those elves on many occasions.
Well, it's actually been some time. There's kind of like an uneasy truce at the moment between Lady Nandar, who is now dead, because she died in the Cloud Giant attack, and the elves of the forest. Um, you've seen them before, but they don't come near your town, and nobody goes near RD Forest anymore.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Well, as I was saying, coming so close to death has made me ponder my time on in this place. And although I love Golden Fields dearly, I miss my creator even more.
Your creator? Some sort of druid type?
Yes, yes, a druid. Are any of you familiar with what an awakened tree actually is?
Not at all.
Not
Tree
quite.
that's not asleep anymore.
Yes, yes. He gives like a hearty laugh as the leaves kind of rustle on him, and his trunk swells with with laughter. And he says, "Yes, you could say that, but the truth of it is that it is high-level magic. It is quite powerful, and only a powerful druid has the ability to cast it. It grants intelligence, or the spark of intelligence, to animals and trees alike. Things and creatures that normally wouldn't be able to speak as I am doing to you right now." He says, "My creator was a moon elf. He says, by the name of Airglass. He was a member of the Emerald Enclave." And he kind of looks at all of you for a moment to see if you have any recognition crosses your faces when he mentions that name.
Would I know it because I'm in a faction? Would I know the other factions?
Probably.
not. I probably wouldn't, only because I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff.
If it's a druid thing, I probably would know.
You've heard it, but you don't really know what their goals are or what the faction's actually about.
Okay, yeah. I recognize the name, but I'm like, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Perhaps you've heard of it? Says to you, Thornburg. I see there's a glimmer in your eyes.
Yeah, it's familiar. I'm with the Order of the Gauntlet myself, but I seem to remember hearing of this group.
Well, their symbol is the profile of a stag's head on a field of golden green. They call themselves the Emerald Enclave, and they're a group of wilderness survivalists that preserve the natural order of things by rooting out unnatural threats. As you can tell, druids are often part of their ranks, as are rangers and other wardens of the natural order. I don't mean to bore you with any details, but Airglass was an adventurer in his day. In fact, he slew many giants as well, from what I understand. And 30 years ago, when he created me, actually he says 330 years ago, and 330 years ago when he created me, my understanding is that he left on a pilgrimage to Shadowtop Cathedral. And it's been a long time. I don't even know if Airglass is even still alive. But if there's any sign of his passing, I'd very much like to know. I want him to know that I still think about him, and I wish to say hello in the event that I pass on one day.
And where do we find air glass? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Oh, yes. Shadowtop Cathedral.
Yes.
You ever heard of it? It lies actually in the high forest. It's called Shadowtop because those trees there, they form a high roof that permits only hints of sunlight to touch the ground beneath.
I lived in the high forest for quite some time. I might have come across it.
Yes, you, having lived in the high forest, have definitely heard of Shadowtop Cathedral. Perhaps you may have even visited it at some point. From what you know about it, it's a pretty sacred place, actually. Come to think of it, many creatures like Liferless here are also awakened like him exist there.
Like awakened bushes?
Yeah. Bushes, shrubs, trees. Trees.
Any
That's
named
right.
Is there a
But
George
I'm sorry, say that again?
bush? Is there a George bush?
George Bush. There's a Jeb Bush too, but he's pretty late. He's always getting bullied by men with small hands. Anyway, so from what you know about Shadowtop Cathedral is that nobody really lives there. It's just kind of a sacred place that people go visit. So there could be a possibility, Susan, that Zorana has gone there in the past.
Yeah.
But you've never actually met anybody from there or seen one of these awakened trees or bushes yourself.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
I can actually show you guys where it is on the map. So just give me a second here. Since you're still on the map. Bam. So if you kind of zoom out, you should be able to see the high forest, which is very, very large. But it exists a good distance away from Golden Fields. Bam, like almost 300 miles. As the crow flies. Obviously, traveling through the dense forest that is known as the high forest would take much longer than just 300 miles.
Yeah.
All right.
Forest.
Everybody can see it, right?
Yes.
Good.
There's definitely
So,
a lot of places to go now.
It's like your whole world is expanding, isn't it? I did really say that once you reach this chapter, everything kind of opens up and explodes, right? This is where I think I really love this adventure because there's just so much to do. It's like when you play a video game and like the first two chapters are just kind of like intro chapters, and then suddenly you're in like an open world sandbox and you could do anything you want.
That's what an RPG
Well.
is.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh, let me give you Glypholis's quest. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. Should be in your quest log now. Under Golden Fields.
We have a lot of quests we picked up here.
Oh, right. Speaking of that, Z Lang wanted to talk to you guys. I don't know, it sounds a little dodgy. I think she's trying to get us embroiled in familial squabbles, but still, she requested an audience. I said I'd pass it along.
We should probably talk to her.
Yes.
Well, let's go do that.
What a stern woman. Very demanding, I find her to be. Literally says.
Yeah, I'll stay here. Meet you back at the inn. I don't think my presence will be very productive. I said all I had to say. She's just very argumentative.
Oh, before
Okay.
I forget, you there with the black hair, the young one. And he kind
Which
of
one? There's
points a
I have
branch
black
to
hair too.
Zinfeld. The woman.
Dark hair.
Yes, that shepherd.
I could miss the
Chalvis was
woman
looking
before.
for you. He said that I should let you know that he wanted to speak with you.
Did he talk
I
to
believe
everyone?
He's looking for me all morning, perhaps even in the afternoon. I think he likes you.
Hmm. Yes, he's interesting. Now, where is he? He's at his
I believe he
Field, right?
takes care of the animals in the pen just there to the northwest of my grove.
I never trusted him, and I still don't.
He fought bravely. I will go seek him out on the way out. We're getting to the front gate, right? To talk to Zilang.
Isn't
No, it's on the
Zilang
way.
closer? Oh, maybe not.
It's not very far away.
Sorry, I'm like moving NPCs here. Yeah, so. Are you guys leaving Liverless then and heading toward the front gate?
I guess.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
No, I'm staying with Phyllis.
Alright. He takes you into his arms so you can sleep in his mouth. Just like you wanted. Alright, so you guys head toward. Are you avoiding Shelvis or are you actually passing the animal pens?
No, I will pass by.
Alright. And everybody's with you, right? Except for Emin?
Yes.
Alright, so so Shalvis, who's currently brushing a sheep. Actually, he's shorning a sheep at the moment for wool. And when he sees you guys approaching up the road, he immediately stops everything he's doing, and he says, "Oh, hey, I'm glad to see you made it.
You survived the battle.
I did. I've been looking for you all morning and afternoon. I think I told everybody and their mother." Oh, hi, the rest of you.
Everybody has their mothers here?
I'm glad to see that all of you are still alive too. Yeah, you really did a great job for us there. But to be completely honest, I don't think I want to stay another day in Golden Fields. I was wondering, could I leave with you guys when you decide to head out?
Why
You're the first person
would
to
you
ask
want
to join.
to do that?
Everybody's just kind of done it.
Well, I don't want to intrude or anything like that, but I'd really, I have a lot to offer. I'm good with animals. I could take care of your elk here.
Oh.
Don't touch him.
Just pictured you with these eyes, just like, don't touch him. Burning.
Actually, to be completely honest and to tell the truth, I have a friend of mine who actually can offer a lot of help to the restorations in Golden Field, and I really want to pay him a visit. His name is Nalasker, and he actually lives in a place called Barge Right Inn. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, we've
You've heard of it
recently
too?
become very acquainted.
Really?
He saw a
kinda
sign
shrugs and
that says
says,
I'm dragging
"Excellent."
after.
We've heard
Really?
of it.
A sign?
From
I
God.
just went up by the inn, looking
Oh.
for dragon catchers.
I'll have to check that out. I don't want to leave without a last drink of Golden Gulp. But yeah, please don't leave me behind. I'd really like to go with you, and all the more better if you can escort me to the barge right.
Are you bringing your sheep?
No. They're not really mine, to be completely honest. I just work here, remember? But I can gather my things and leave whenever you want. Definitely staying close to you, girl, because, damn, you kick ass, girl.
Do you have any skills with weapons? Like,
Yeah.
what use are you?
You saw me use my crossbow, and he kind of pulls it out from the back of his pants. Tucked under his tunic. This thing, I got off a shot or two, man. You saw that.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah.
Look, all right, I didn't kick as much ass as you guys did, but hey, I tried. At least I didn't die. Doesn't that count for something?
Wait, why? Why do you want to come with us anyway?
Well, to be completely honest, you're adventurers, and I don't want to die out there, and it's a long road to barge ride, and 30 miles is a long way. I'd rather not travel by myself, especially if there's freaking giants around.
I'm not even sure if we're going there right now.
It's not that far. I mean, how out of the way is it? I'm sure that Alaska and I can scrounge up some sort of reward. Although, he could at the very least offer you some drinks and give you a nice night of stay at his inn. He's a good friend of mine. Trust me, you'll be fine. They got some decent food there.
I don't trust you.
We're gonna.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, actually, Thornburr, Kareem, and Emin all don't get good feelings about this guy, but like I don't mean like bad feelings, just that like your feelings about him are not all warm and fuzzy. They're more like this guy's kind of
An
sleepy.
idiot.
or an idiot.
Listen, buddy. We're gonna be making our plans tonight, so we'll let you know if we're headed that way, but don't count on it.
It kind of like visibly deflates. He looks at Zinfo. Please, really, please. I really don't want to go by myself, and I really don't want to spend another night in this town.
I'm sure if we decide to go that way, we'll consider you. But only if we decide to go that way.
All right.
Bring
That's
your
all
own
I'm
horse.
asking.
I vote Waterdeep.
I'll go with you to Waterdeep if that's what it really
Oh
takes.
God, never mind. What did I say?
I want to know about this dragon.
All right, well, I guess you got things to go and things to do and people to see, so just don't forget about me. Whatever you do, don't leave.
I
We
would not
won't.
leave without saying goodbye.
Of course not.
Really, you mean that?
Of course.
Says it,
Oh
pal.
yeah.
He kind of blushes. Gets all rosy cheeked. All right, and he goes back to shearing the sheep he was working on.
I think that the assessment was right. He's way too close with those sheep, man.
So I'm gonna give you guys Shalvis quest here. These quests are totally optional, by the way. You don't have to do any of this. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Just want to be clear on that.
Or we can do
Yeah.
all of it.
Or you could do all of it, everything. So just keep in mind that the way this game works is milestone XP. So you get XP for doing certain things in the adventure, in the campaign itself, or when I say it's appropriate for you to level up. So what I'm trying to say is, don't feel obligated. You don't have to fight everything you come across because you don't get XP per monster and shit like that.
By the way, when it comes to levels, how many levels does this campaign go to?
It's a very good question. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, that's fine.
So normally the book is written to go to level 11. I'm definitely not going to end it at 11. Um, but I haven't decided how far I wanted to take it yet. It depends really on how long our group lasts.
Okay.
And what I can come up with to occur after the adventure is over. So we could technically be playing to level 20 if it lasts that long.
Cool.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, I guess let's go to the front gate.
All right. So, it's approaching dusk at this point of the day. Like, there's maybe an hour or two of daylight left, and you get to the gate, and they've done a serious amount of work here, but there are still a large number of repairs to be done on the walls. A lot of the bodies have been loaded up onto carts, and they look like they're going to be shipped on southwest on the road, or south on the road, on the North Fort Road, so that way they can be hauled to Waterdeep. As Alardin is actually not anywhere to be found at the moment, but Z-Lang is still directing the action here. She notices you guys and gives you a wave, and as I said before, her arms in a sling and her legs on a crutch. Or, she's using her crutch to walk because her leg's all bandaged. And she says,
Is this the first time some of us have seen her? Or no?
No, you fought with her outside of the Abbey.
I mean, no, since she's been injured.
Yes, that is correct, yeah.
Okay.
So she says, I'm glad to see that you all made it. I heard such, but I didn't believe it until I saw with my own eyes. I trust that your minister of AO, and she says that with air quotes again, sent you.
He mentioned it. Are you doing all right?
I am. Your friend's a little strange. I'm not sure I trust him.
He's not our friend yet.
I don't trust anyone.
He seems to act like he is.
I don't disagree with you, that's for sure.
He's on a trial period.
Whatever he is, apparently he said that he would bring you, and looks like he kept his word, so that's got to count for something. I was asking for his help with something, and I hope it's not too much trouble.
Sure, whatever do you need?
What is this something?
Well, I have some family in Waterdeep, and if you're headed that way, I'd like you to do me a favor. You see, I have this pendant here, and she pulls out from under her tunic around her neck a necklace with a large black pearl on it, and you can tell that the necklace is very expensive and of fine craftsmanship. It seems to be made of gold and maybe platinum, and it's very stylized. She says, and she begins to take it off. She says, there's a butler in Waterdeep, in House Than, that I'd like you to give this to. For all your work here at Golden Fields, and for what you've done to save the town, I think a reward's in order. And I know that you've probably been given some gifts by folk already, but I think it's about time I let go of this and pass it on to somebody who's actually done some good.
I'll take it for you.
You're agreeing to it then, as she hands over the necklace.
I'd be happy to give him a message.
Sure. The butler's name is Kaldar Marskill. And like I said, he's the head butler of House Than in Waterdeep. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding it. It's actually one of the Waterdeep's leading vintners. It should be
In
right
Venters?
northward. Vinters. You know,
Venters.
they make wine.
Ah, okay.
You see, I was adopted there when I was younger, so they've done me good. And although I was born in Karatur,
What is that?
That's a long story, my friend. Far, far to the east.
Ah, far to the east. Interesting.
He says, even farther than your lands, Mohorandi.
Interesting. Is there deserts in there?
She says, every landscape imaginable.
Ah. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how much longer you're planning on staying in Golden Fields, but when you do head out, and you do decide to go to Waterdeep, please drop by.
You seem very... how I say this? Very concerned. Is there something wrong?
Why don't you make me an insight check?
Sure.
An active one. Anybody can, actually, when he asks that question.
Yeah, not very high.
I'll make one.
All right, so Thornbur.
Yeah.
So she says, "No, nothing's wrong. I'm fine." But Thornbur, you actually, you can tell that there's something. It's almost like a great weight has been lifted off her shoulders. But only Thornbur actually detects this when she says, "No, I'm fine. Don't worry about me."
You heal up, okay?
Oh, I'll be fine. Nothing, a few scratches and bruises. And time will heal over.
Yes.
She says, "I got plenty of work to do now. Plenty of ways to keep myself busy. With all these guards about. Oh, and by the way, thanks for what you said about Danwell. I heard about his heroism. And
Yes.
we decided to carve up a tombstone for him.
Nice.
I'm sure his family in Waterdeep would be proud to know that he was able to help out Golden Fields before he died.
He was damn
Here.
well.
Come take a look."
Of course.
And she walks over to one of the nearby carts and signals the guards to bring over the tombstone. And it's a pretty nice tombstone. It's actually like a solid block of granite that requires two of the guards to lift. And you can see in very fine lettering, written in common, it says Danwell. Danwell Brisbane actually is his last name. And then it says, "He died damn well, known to the saviors of Golden Fields as Brassballs." Unquote.
That's beautiful.
Yep, I think the Brisbanes are gonna really like that. Thanks
That's
again.
well done. Well done. May his
Maybe you
memory
might want to
live on.
stop by and say hello.
Where is she?
May
live?
honor and glory be come to his family.
You know, I don't really know where they live, Thornbur. Well, she actually doesn't know your name. But she says, I don't really know where they live, but sure you can ask around.
Okay.
They seem like decent working class folks, so probably one of the less opulent wards of the city. Maybe check the dock ward or the south ward.
All right. Well,
Oh, and House Don, you can find them in the north ward.
okay.
Well, it's nighttime now. What do you guys want to do now? Rest up and head out?
Yeah, maybe we go back to the inn and kind of talk about our plan, where we want to go next.
Yes, we should probably do that with Emin.
Yeah. So we'll just all go back to the inn and wait for him to come, and then we can all chat about that, and then rest up.
Sound good?
Sounds good to
Sounds
me.
reasonable.
Okay.
I'm gonna step away for a couple minutes. You guys can have that conversation. So I can go to the restroom. Or if you want, you can take a break and come back 11:10.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some food.
Take a short break. 11:10.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm back.
Excellent.
Oh, so Jay, if you ever get curious about that book, definitely let me know.
I might be able to resist for a day or two.
Oh, and I think I had my date wrong in the book as well. It should be the 15th, not the 16th.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense. 10 days. That's long. Nobody's gonna want to go that far north. I can always split away from the party. Take a quick boat ride.
Yeah, should be 15.
Alright. Myrtle the 15th.
I just fixed that. Alright, we have, who else is back?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Got food.
So just waiting for Ryan. Alright, you guys can start, though. If you want to start talking about it. Everybody together now in the common room of the North Furrows Inn.
Yeah, I was back at the inn when
I'm
you
back.
arrived. That's where I was
Sir. You're served food, drink, whatever you need, and some privacy as you're all gathered around the table discussing your next steps.
Can you bring up the map?
Yeah, sure. Let me switch you guys to the map.
Oh, you're back. I wasn't sure how long you'd be, so I didn't wait. I was hungry.
It's fair enough.
Thirsty. So what do you have to say?
Family problems, like you said.
Little dodgy. Didn't give you the whole story. Sound a little wonky. Of course, you took it to your job anyway, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's all right.
We do what
Gotta
we
be done.
want.
She was just asking a favor. You know,
Sounded normal to me. I mean,
I'm not looking too far into it. If we go that way, you know, why not?
That sounds good. So, where are you heading off to? Do you mind if I tag along? Like I said, Zephyros sent me over. Mentioned that you might be in need of some of my skills.
I mean, I
It's
just joined these
Zephyros.
guys like a week ago, or 10 days ago, so I don't really know. I'm not one to speak, but it seems like they're taking on new recruits, so.
I don't have a problem with it.
So,
First
Where-
and foremost,
where do
a
we have
big
all these
problem with
quests?
giants.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yes. All around, it seems. There's just north of here in Bardrite is this. If we're interested in dragons and Shalvis, we could go up that way. Or if we want to find out more about, giant, dragons. There's a dragon expert in Waterdeep that I'd like to talk to. And if we're in Waterdeep, we can knock out that thing for Zilang.
So, how'd we go from giants to dragons? You lost me in the transition.
well,
Dra-
I don't know.
dragons are the enemy of giants? Someone
I mean,
told us
dragons are damn near the enemy of everything.
That's, yeah.
Terrifying.
Didn't the big giant tell you about them? Didn't the big giant tell us about them? I don't remember.
Yes,
Zephyros?
Zephyros mentioned about the old ancient
Snarl.
wars between giants and dragons.
I don't know, it all seems pretty crazy to me.
So if you look in your journal entry, there's actually a something called the Ordning,
Oh,
and that actually talks about it. And this is the information that Zinfel was able to find on that book that Zephyros had given her in the tower.
well,
You a book? That tight-fisted bastard.
But he didn't actually give her the book. He just let her like transcribe out of the book.
It's a bit too big for me to take.
Yeah, it's like the size of her body.
I mean, that's true, but still, you'd think he'd be a little more reasonable. Wasn't he? He's gonna miss one page. I could wrap myself in it.
to make a giant paper airplane.
Or
What's
that.
an airplane?
It's
I don't know. I was going along with it.
It's an aircraft.
What?
You know?
I thought I was crazy. What language is that? I don't know familiar with that tongue.
It's from my hometown. It's a long story. I'll tell you later one
Does it involve bears and trees?
No.
day. Maybe a few.
Huh. I don't know. That sounds like plagiarism.
Anyway, back on the task, my friends. Back on the task.
Right. So dragons, are we gonna go hunt them or recruit them? I'm confused.
The answer's
So
yes.
I have no idea. I think we should hunt information, like Zinfel was saying, and that would be at Waterdeep, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yes,
information in Waterdeep.
it's a contact, and then we can
And
alert them that there's, giants attacking their, their
Resource
granaries
production.
and all their resources.
Good plan. Maybe we
All
could research a little bit
reduce-
more about the ordning over there, since they have large universities.
and they have a port. I've been there. It's there's a lot of people who go by there. And people like me who are just strangers to this land. It might be a good place for all types of information. So there's that.
Yeah, Waterdeep sounds good. I mean, flexible.
We also have to liberate the town of Nightstone. I forgot where we have to go for that. I
What?
guess to the
Way
north,
to the
right?
north.
Back up a
Yes.
second. What's this about liberating a town? I mean,
It's
we
a long
definitely-
story.
I think we need to go into the Ardeep forest and make a truce with those elves. They don't want pirates living in the town on their border.
or you leave it alone. The elves take care of it. Because you ever met somebody that holds a grudge like an elf? I haven't. It's scary.
I was sent by the elves of our deep forest to go to Nightstone for the whole sharbarble that was going on, but it seemed like Nightstone was in a lot deeper trouble than the elves of the forest were. I was thinking
you
going
could-
back to them and asking them to help Nightstone in some way.
That would be great. I would love to accompany you on that. I vote that we do that and go to Waterdeep, and from there head north. I feel like once we head north, we're not coming back down, and I don't want to leave Nightstone in the hands of those pirates.
Don't we have to cross a river to get to that?
You did get here in a giant floating tower.
Pirates? I mean, like, eye patches and are pirates?
No,
No, but we did meet one of those, and he was
damn
very cool.
thieves.
We did.
I like him.
They have no morals. They just live by their own whims. I can't, and they fucking run my town. I can't.
Describing the
stand for
natural
that.
order of things. So who are these individuals you're dealing with?
They're
Um,
some
there's 7 of them?
gangsters that have taken over. But I think if we had a little bit of help, we could take them.
Wait. 7
we
guys
are a lot stronger.
took over a town?
Well,
It was a
meant-
rundown town.
I wasn't
With
even-
nobody
also
in
angry
it.
about
It
Oh.
was attacked by giants.
Okay. And this is your hometown?
Born and raised, he was.
Yeah, yeah.
On the
Ah.
playground, where he spent most of his days.
So personal. I mean, alright, I can understand that.
Yeah,
You want to
we-
go back and take care of these things?
I gotta,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I mean, the people I know are living under their rule. I need to go liberate them and give them control of their city again.
Was it a city or a town? Hey, you lost me.
Like,
We talking small, medium, large?
It's pretty
I don't know.
small.
How big is Nightstone, Joe?
Oh, it's not large at all. It only had a population of less than 100.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that sounds like an afternoon's work.
That's
Sure.
what it's on.
We'll go back, get these dudes sorted out, send them on their way.
Oh yeah, let's go do that, and then we'll go to Waterdeep, do everything there, and then just start heading north.
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
I like this.
We could
But
cut through the
we
back.
don't want to leave home a mess when we're going out.
And
That's
are
what
you
we're
gonna
gonna
make a
do.
stop by the Ordeep Forest as well? Is that a plan?
I guess we're gonna go through the RD forest.
We can go back
I
if
think
there's a
so.
bridge. I'm sure there's a bridge across the river close to here. We can go around the back and through the Arctic forest.
I have to unarchive Nightstone. Nice, guys.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Alright, that's gonna be fun. Got a lot of work ahead of me for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, alright, we can do that. So that would be the plan for next session. Travel to Ardeep and Nightstone and take care of the 7 snakes. And then from there, head on to Waterdeep. Alright?
Sorry, man, threw you a curveball.
No, it's alright. I was kind of expecting that at some point.
But not so early.
You just had me doing all that character stuff. And I was like,
I know, right?
I can't leave this place.
All right, that sounds like a good plan. So I think it's a good time to stop it then for the night. I know we have a few minutes left, but I guess you can use this opportunity to ask me any questions or talk some more in character stuff. Just
Sounds good.
make general comments.
So what is your obsession with bears anyway?
Ooh, me? Obsession? No, they just make for good storytelling, because everybody's heard of them. It's a good generic plot device, and besides, they're really pretty awesome. I mean, I was hanging out with these druids, these transformative bears. Scared the piss out of me, literally. I mean, whoa. There's nothing like sitting down at dinner, all of a sudden you got a bear next to you, asking if he can eat your food. That's a startling experience. Leaves an impression.
And you actually feed yourself?
That's what I said, isn't it?
Sounds like a normal day to me. Beating bears, I mean. That talk.
Well, I mean, when it was just the druid sitting next to you, yeah. I looked over to my left to get the wine jug, I looked back, and the bear's asking me to... eesh. Yeah, he thought it was hilarious. I mean, it was funny, don't get me wrong. I'm telling the story again because it was damn entertaining. For everybody else. It took me a minute to get to the
Where-
spirit of things.
Where are you from, my friend?
Oh, you know, wherever. Waterdeep, most recently.
But like, where did you grow up at?
Grow up at... I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? I do not know.
Not really easy, I don't know. One of those things, it just never really stuck.
What?
You know, like, when you take something, you throw it up at a wall, it sticks. Like mud, you ever do that?
No, I do not do this.
Did you do that thing with the toe rune? I mean, look at this guy with the toe rune. He digs up mud, he throws it, turns into stone, it's amazing.
This is
Oh,
not
you
answering
didn't
my
show
question
them.
at all.
Eat the, did you work on, you know, practicing with the toe so you can eat stones? This is a neat party trick. You guys gotta see
Everybody
me
just
do
kind
this.
of looks at Thornburg for a moment, like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, I mean... Alright. Give me a second, I'm gonna redeem myself. And I go outside and I find a rock. And I bring it back in and I go... Alright, here we go. And one hand I'm like rubbing the toe, and the other hand I pop in the stone. And just use the first level spell slot. I'm full health, but I just give myself a warm feeling in my belly.
And then he takes a bite out of the stone like an apple.
I could stab you.
How does that taste exactly?
Nice.
Hey,
That
how
was very
cool is
good.
that?
Can I see that stone?
No, it's a stone, all right.
Well, I think
You
I
eat the whole thing, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, I ate the whole thing.
Oh, never mind.
Pretty impressive for this guy.
Where do you get your
Wow.
teeth done?
That was magic.
It's
See,
the toe,
exactly.
baby.
Power of
It's all from the
ancient giant rune magic.
Toe magic.
No, giant rune magic. It just
toe.
happens to
Does
be in his toe.
wonders.
But you said it said toe, so it's toe.
Ah, you're missing the point. It's on the toe. You need the one to get to the other. Here, let me draw you a diagram. Take some food, space it out on the table, like mashed potatoes, lay it flat, and then I draw on the potatoes on the table because it makes a good writing surface.
Where is Miro?
Miro's?
Around- Yeah.
He's there. Yeah, he's cooking up food in the kitchen, kind of humming to himself.
Oh, Miros, I just want to say thank you again for those tools. I'll make good use of them for me and my friends.
Oh, don't mention it. Nothing at all. I'm glad to help, and I'm glad to see that you managed to create something for yourself too.
Yeah, I've already.
He looks
Been
at it
working
and he
with
kind of gets this like aghast look on his face, like nothing's hideous. I'm sure you'll do better.
It's I'm trying it out. It's new to me. People on the
Yeah.
first try.
Yeah. Wish I could give you some tips, but don't know much about smithing. And teach you how to
Yeah,
cook.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Oh, yep. Get back to work. I'm gonna go back to my friends.
All right. You heading out soon? Is that the plan tomorrow?
Yes, I think so. I think we're going to the forest south of here.
Oh, really?
I guess there's some elves there.
Yep, that's where elves live, in the forest.
Is,
He just nods his head.
So, parochial, don't you think?
Yep, they live in the forest.
I hope that works out for you.
Yep. Yep. See you later.
Yeah. I heard those elves aren't very friendly, so be careful.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. But
Yeah.
apparently, our half-elf friend knows them, so.
Yeah. You know, I heard one. He came by Golden Fields one time. I think I met him. I think his name was Rand or something like that, and I don't know, something having to do with arrows was his last name. I can't really remember. But yeah, he didn't seem like a really friendly fellow, if you know what I mean.
I mean, how could I misinterpret that?
No, I'm confused. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, he stopped by, and he was complaining that we were out, partying out in the woods, creating bonfires and stuff one night, and he didn't like us messing around in the forest, so we said we leave him alone, and we haven't really gone back there ever since. This was a while back, maybe right when I first started here. To be completely honest, I barely remember him. I'm surprised I even remember that much of his name. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is that if you do encounter these, elven folk out in the forest, just be careful, that's all. They're not very friendly. From what I hear.
Did he look strong?
He has this look on his face like, I guess, not really. I mean, he's an elf, so they all kind of look like twigs to me, but, I guess he could use a bow. He had a bow on his back, if I recall.
Could we beat
like
them
I
up?
said, his last name was something having to do with arrows, but could you beat him up? I don't really know. Probably. I mean, 5 of you beat up giants, so I'm sure you could kick some elves' ass. Well, one little puny elf ain't really gonna do anything, right?
I don't think we're gonna fight him anyway. I just was curious.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, well, good talk. That was very informative. Thank you for your insights on elves.
Yeah. Oh, hey. He goes off to a nearby shelf and he says, "I want you to take some of these." And when he pulls off the shelf are 5 different, very fine craftsmanship pottery glasses, mugs that he's been using to like serve the Golden Gulp here in his inn. And he says, people are stealing these all the time, and I make them out back. Developed quite a skill for them, but you know what? Considering you're heroes of Golden Fields and all, I think each of you should take. And he hands them out like really quickly, like he's embarrassed to be giving out gifts. But yeah, you each get a pretty fine quality pottery mug.
Is it like a Disneyland cup? What's going on?
No, I mean it just looks like different designs of pottery mugs. Most of them look like they're have some sort of motif of a golden field on them. So some of them have like stalks of wheat. Some of them have like their cornucopias of fruits and vegetables. Some of them are.
So we just got handed souvenir cups.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what you just were handed.
Huh. Knock on it. This is kind of cool. I've never been in a mug before.
Yeah, they're all glazed. They're really nice.
This is beautiful
Mine's empty.
craftsmanship.
Oh, yeah, mine's empty too.
He fills them up. He grabs. He goes over to his nearby tap and you guys.
Well, that's perfect.
This is
Looks
a good
delicious.
All right, I think it's a good place to stop.
That's fun now.
All right.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for playing. We will pick it up on the 6th, I believe, is the next session.
Monday, you said.
Yeah, if people are
Can't
okay
do
with that date.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I
I know that Jay said he was okay, and Eric said he was okay.
I'm
I
good with
did.
Monday.
I did.
All right, so that's
the
fun.
other-
All right,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
we'll play on the 6th then.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks for playing tonight. Hope you guys had fun.
Yes.
Yep.